We got our first League of Legends event today. The split is starting, so I'll be watching the squad and then playing Sekiro. These are Resub Tree Fitty and Thrasher and Membership Drew. No, we didn't get snow here. Snow is more in northern Florida. Here's Membership Tiny. We playing Rivals? No, not today. Here's Membership Nick. No, not yet, Scoots. I haven't started the Temporalis grind. Here's Membership Dominic. With so many games coming out, what will we be playing first? I'm not sure yet. So, once we finish Sekiro, I'll probably do a little more Rivals because I want to make it to Celestial. Then Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And then it'll probably be time for another game. Because there's so much coming out. Thanks, Membership Arsh. Oh, I didn't know that archive. Holy shit, that sounds crazy. Thanks to Resub Greasy and the Tier 1 Morky. You see, the people that made the Borderlands movie are working on the BioShock movie. You can't... Nah, it has to be a joke. I see nothing about that. Just that they're making a BioShock movie. Not the same people that made Borderlands, it's just also Take-Two. Or, Jesus, not Take-Two. Well, no, I think it is Take-Two, actually. Thanks a gift sub, Megabyte. Probably not City, I don't know if they'll do that. And no, I started Amelia Perez last night, but fell asleep, so I gotta finish it tonight, or today. That sounds terrible, Screw. I don't think I'd ever get the leg lengthening surgery. Yep, we play at 4, so a little over 10 minutes. You see Bryan Johnson posting his son's boner statistics and comparing them with his own boner stats. Yes, actually. I even have that pulled up right here. Matt sent me this last night. So Bryan Johnson, the immortal vampire searching for the Fountain of Youth, he posted his penis leaderboard here. Nighttime erection data from my 19-year-old son and me. His duration is 2 minutes longer than mine. Raise children to stand tall, be firm, and be upright. How inspirational. And then we have the Wiener Wikipedia. Thanks, Membership Pookie. I mean, I've been saying I think Bryan Johnson's work is overall a net positive because he's just this guinea pig for humanity where he tries everything to make himself younger and combat, like, aging and all that, which is cool, and it leads to some really interesting discoveries, such as how he recently had to announce that he stopped doing one of his protocol because it was actually accelerating his aging, the exact opposite of what you want to happen. But then you get some weird shit like this where he's really fixated on cock. So he has videos about, like, how I made my 48-year-old cock into an 18-year-old penis. A dick. I turned my cock into a dick. And I'm usually just kind of, you know, lukewarm on that. You know, that's not vital research, I don't think. And then this came out a couple days ago. Also weird. These are the Membership Scout, Batman, and Functioning. Does not having high enough stats in your penis mean you'll die quicker? I don't know. I don't really know what it means. Oh, I mean, I know what it means in the context of the genitals, but I don't know what it means in his overall quest for eternal youth. So we have number of erection episodes, 5, which I didn't know you were getting 5 erections per night. I thought it was just like 1 erection sometimes, and if you're really unlucky, you get a nocturnal emission where you wake up with cum on you. I didn't realize that this happens so much. That's gotta be miserable for people that, like, toss and turn in their sleep, right? That'd be painful. That'd be very painful. But very competitive stats. How would you even log this? You might have a special mattress that can measure the amounts of erection per night. I also don't know how you quantify erection quality. Jarvis, activate erection analysis. I see, sir. Very well. 94% quality on all 5 of your erection episodes last night. Extraordinary work, sir. Thanks, membership. Jeez. Rookie numbers. True. Not even 100% quality. This feels like I'm checking my credit score. Except it's far more important. This is invaluable research. Is that right functioning? I don't know how many side ducks I have. I probably have a lot. If he gets to 100, does he get to use his alt? Yeah, at 100% he alts. He fertilizes himself. His membership, Adam and Guava. 5 nights, 5 times a night is rookie numbers. I have Bluetooth PPRing and it tells me I have 20. Oh man, we got some real competitive erections in here. How does he keep track of his son's stats? Does he ask him? Yeah, I think his son... So his son's pretty involved in his dad's work. Like, you might remember they had that intergenerational plasma exchange where he took his son's plasma and then he gave his plasma to his dad. So they did, like, this plasma bake swap, basically. Oh, I forgot to watch Flight Risk. I don't know, maybe. Do they sleep in pods? Like an MRI machine with the Pinor camera? No, so he's shown his setup. He sleeps in just a normal bed. So I don't really get how it measures his winky episodes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Vikesh, I couldn't tell you. And yeah, that's the same one, Alpha. That's the one I've been talking about. No, no rivals tonight. He eventually eats his son for young proteins. Yeah, like Kronos. Oh man, that'd be nuts. Oh, absolutely, Lemon. I like all of those you just listed. Thanks for your pain. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on what kind of indie games you like. You could do Buckshot Roulette. That's a fun one. No, I think this is the only stat that he posted. I'll double check. Like the only nighttime erection stats that he posted. Yep, this is all he posted on it. From out of nowhere, Bryan Johnson just drops the boner stats and then nothing else. He didn't follow it up or anything. Oh, actually, interestingly enough, 4 hours ago he posted this. What a throwback. Bobby Althoff. I haven't seen her in a long time. I can already imagine this interview was amazing. Bobby, have you ever heard of nighttime erections? I measure them. In fact, I'm one of the top scorers of nighttime erections with a 94% quality. Over 184-minute duration as well. I'm skeptical on it, Shumi. I have a lot of faith in id to deliver a really good game, but the direction's a little off for me. That's what I wonder, August. And absolutely I will, Jedi. When they're fully released. I don't think they're all out yet. Only some. Thanks, Resubnub. What are your stats? I mean, I'd measure it if I knew how. I'd get whatever Amazon gadget or Temu device that you need to measure nighttime erections. I'd do it. I'd be very curious to see how active my winky is when I'm sleeping. Especially when I'm having those dreams about playing Marvel Rivals. I bet my cock is going crazy like a joystick. I'm still just looking through if he ever elaborated on these stats, but I don't think he did. Yeah, that's it. He just dropped him cold turkey. Oh well. It's made by Atom Health. What is the device to measure this? Oh, here. Atom Health Sensor. It's the world's first erection health tracker. I see. Track, understand, and take control of your erection health. Due to overwhelming demand, the Atom Sensor is currently on a waiting list. How many feet? What? Also, it's like a tiny little pocket pussy, I guess. That can't be comfortable to sleep in. You put it in the cage? This is just Nier music. This is Nier Automata. Oh, interesting. Wait, yeah. Book Shockwave Therapy. Hold on. I don't know if they're going to actually show anything bad here. Like, if I click Shockwave Therapy, it's just wiener everywhere. It's a low-intensity shockwave treatment for penis and erection rejuvenation. Looks like it's for people that suffer from ED. This might be a real thing. This doesn't seem like any kind of joke or anything. Oh, here we go. Atom Sensor elaborates. The importance of nighttime erections. Healthy adult males typically experience between 3 to 5 erection episodes during sleep, totaling 1.5 to 3 hours. They play a vital role in maintaining penile tissue health by providing oxygen-rich blood flow. Similar to how regular exercise maintains muscle tone, nighttime erections help preserve the elasticity and function of erectile tissues. The erections aren't just important for erectile health, they can also provide valuable insights into your overall well-being, including cardiovascular, metabolic, and hormonal health. Wow! 1.5 to 3 hours a night spent bricked up. I don't believe that. Since the Atom Sensor's flying off the shelves like fidget spinners, I'm gonna have to just make my own. What I might do is I'll just set my phone up on the charger to just film my waist while I'm sleeping, and I'll sleep without the covers on and just track how long I stay hard for. I'll do it analog, the way our forefathers monitored their erectile health at night. I just don't believe that claim. That's so long. stream it. What a banger stream. That'd go crazy. That'd be ballistic. Yeah, I'll be co-streaming League. It starts in... Well, it's supposed to be starting now, but it hasn't started yet from what I see. Are you gonna buy the Atom Sensor? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just film myself sleeping and see how long I stay hard for. Because that's something I can just do tonight. That'll be very interesting data. Thanks for the membership, Noah. What if you sleep face down or away from the camera? Well, I don't sleep face down. I'm not a stomach sleeper. And I usually don't, like, side sleep all that often either. I should be fine. I'll try and stay, like, perfectly neutral on my back, so that way you'll know. There'll be no guesswork. Started Amelia Perez, fell asleep, so I gotta finish it today. But how are you gonna measure the erection quality? I'll just eyeball it. If it looks like a strong meat stick, I'll say that's a 90% at least. Yeah, no, this is... It's a real tweet. It's not like a joke or anything. It's pretty crazy. Are you wearing undies or going commando? No, I'll be wearing pants. I'm not going to show you guys the video. I'm not going to let you guys look at my nighttime erections. It's for me, my own data. And I'll just share the results with you. Not the footage. You can make raw footage members only. True, I guess. Thanks, membership, Zane. You should send your own data to Bryan Johnson to compare boners. Yeah, tag me in for the study. I'll send him just a video, an 8-hour video of my wiener going up and down sometimes. I'll be like, oh, good data, good data. I'll send it to the lab. Thanks, membership, Matthew. Alright, let me get this stream up. It's about time. We're in. Go on. Let me swap categories.
Welcome to the stage, Shopify Rebellion, Fudge. Welcome back to the league. I know a lot of people out there are excited about your turn. What does it mean for you to return to the stage?
Yep, we're in League of Legends, baby.
I'm here to prove myself again.
Since we merged.
I'm excited for the game. Spike was a strong opponent, so if we win, then we feel pretty good.
Not only are they strong opponents, but Inspired, I believe, had a quote where he mentioned Bwipo was part of the reason that you left the league to begin with. So do you have any words maybe for Bwipo ahead of your match?
I think that was Jack's third.
Yeah, I've been catching up on League. I've been brushing up.
I can't blame him. I'm back now, though. Who cares?
Once I finish my Marvel Rivals grind, it's going to be a League grind.
Everybody, let's get ready for our first ever best of 3 at LTA North.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Riot Games Arena. We've been here plenty of times before, but never under this banner. It's time for the LTA, and it's time to kick it off with FlyQuest going up against Shopify Rebellion. I'm Captain
Not gonna lie,
joined by Azael.
pretty tough matchup to start it. It's gonna be a pretty tough one, but I believe.
I am so ready.
I believe.
Last time I was watching FlyQuest, they were pushing Gen G to 5 games. So
yeah.
I am very excited to see them run back the entire roster.
Yeah.
You know, we've had multiple teams from the LCS run back their rosters now. Of course, the top teams running back their rosters here.
When are you gonna be done
into
with
the
Rivals?
first
Probably
season
never,
of
man. I
LTA
just really
North.
like the
And
game.
it makes me very, very excited, but also very worried.
And no, I haven't
for,
played Ultra Kill
Moist
recently.
Shopify Rebellion here in their in their first matchup, having to go against the defending champions.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough ask for Shopify Rebellion. Of course, they are playing with a sub here with Zazel, who is going to be subbing in for the team. And you mentioned it. FlyQuest is back with the same squad. TL's back with the same squad. You know, that may sound like a foregone conclusion because they did well, but teams very.
Oh, I believe. It's just.
These days.
It's just FlyQuest is really, really good.
His entire career,
As they just said, defending champs. Like it is a tough matchup. It's immediately gonna test us, which is good. It's good.
New format. We've got this extra smaller size
Thanks, the
split to
resubs
kick
suck.
off the year. You blink and you're going to miss it, man. This thing will give you whiplash. This schedule is very fast, and you're not going to get a lot of second chances.
What champ do you like playing? I used to be a Yorick one trick.
You are out of the
But since I've been tinkering with League again, I've just been kind of stomping with Volley in top lane.
And if you're going up against
I really like
FlyQuest
Volley.
as your first opponent, getting a win is going to be a really tough ask. So you have got to be on your A game right from the word go.
I did see a little bit of fear in Fudge's eyes.
Moist
when
buff
they
is
picked,
real. Yeah, here it is, baby.
In the draw phase.
The
So,
moist buff
yeah,
inbound.
definitely a
I feel
little
it.
bit
I
of
feel
fear
it.
leaking in. Of course, I'm very excited to get
I think that's
to the
great,
next
Taylor.
couple of games
Good work.
in the series when we
Something to
do
be
get
proud
to
of.
see the fearless format
Yes, sir.
really take effect. But of course, for people who don't know, and the champions picked in this first game will be banned out for the remainder of the series.
All right, let's go ahead and get into those bans here for the first game, as it's Syra, Vi, and Callista banned out
Thanks,
by
Yusuf
Shopify.
Titan.
FlyQuest have banned out Cassante and Jace, and exactly, that's the number one thing I was noting. FlyQuest have not yet paid their Skarner taxes on the red side here in the draft phase. I'm really curious if they're willing to just let that one through, and they are. Yone is going to be the ban instead.
I mean, Skarner is almost
Truly, we beat the
perma-banned
best
globally
team in the
so
West.
far,
That's what I'm
in
saying.
this season.
That's
It is
what I'm
gonna be
saying.
left up, and it is going to be grabbed immediately.
Something that Europe uses a lot into the Skarner is Ivern, because your root collar is really good against it, and anything that you can use to try and like stop Skarner in the E.
Appreciate it.
is-
Thanks,
is
Dildo.
definitely very necessary when you're playing against this champion. But even so, everyone still prefers the Skarner. Like it's just so good at ganking, so good at making engages, and you can just rush Heartsteel, so you get incredibly tanky very early on. So even in the face of Ivern, you know, with your root collar, with your Daisy, with your shields for your team.
You got your
trying
SpongeBob
to,
quotes
have a
loaded
good
up. I don't.
5-on-5
So
setup and,
we're new to
and be
league.
able
Well,
to fight back.
I'm new to
It
league in
is
the
still
esports space.
very
I don't know if
scary.
SpongeBob is the
Ivern
play.
a great call out, you know, because it
We'll
is
see.
a strong matchup into
We're gonna
the
have to
Skarner,
feel it
but
out
also
first to
because
see what
FlyQuest
works and
used
what
this
doesn't.
with so much success last year in Summer Split, where it started having to just be chain banned.
Was it quiet on
against
stream?
Inspired
I'll turn it
because
up.
they were playing these two threat comps, utilizing Quad and Masu, who are so good for the team as these two major carries, and just buffing them up and protecting them with
Hey,
that
thanks for
Ivern.
that.
It felt
Fob.
like it was impossible to beat them in team fights when they got this style.
And I know that Masu is someone that so many fans are now just like rooting for passionately after his performance at Worlds, stepping
How
up,
could you not?
showing up, just nearly taking out Korea's #1 seed. Would have been, in my opinion, the greatest upset in League of Legends history for one of those matches. So close,
The
but yet
Ludwig
so far,
hovers.
and you know the FlyQuest
Yeah.
are hungry to keep that improvement,
It's
to
pretty
keep that
cute.
progress going.
And even without being able to pull off that upset, I think Masu had one of the best rookie years in NA League history, period, right? Like, he performed
I might
really
Neo
well
1 and
internationally,
2
he performed
replay.
really well
I haven't
regionally,
fully
and he
decided
won
yet.
the
We'll see.
title, He won Rookie of the Year. He was great internationally. It was just so exciting to see his growth.
And he's going to be playing a critical role in this draft with the Ash pick, you know, getting that engage, getting that utility from the bottom
Is
lane.
Lud watching?
When things
I don't
like
think
you
Lud's
pick
home right
Ivern
now,
as
so
a
no, I don't
jungler,
think so.
You're going to need your primary engage from either top lane or down from the bottom lane.
He
And
had
so
something come
I
up.
really like how this
So I don't
draft
think
is
he'll be
kind of
watching.
playing out
He
for
will
FlyQuest,
be in the
where
future,
they
though.
started out you know, giving over the Skarner,
Pretty sure there.
knowing they're going to do the Ivern into it. They get their engage with the Ash from bottom lane, and then they get Whippo on one of those.
Are you back to
special
playing, lol?
Whippo,
I've been tinkering.
champions here with
tinkering.
the Urgot
I don't want to
thrown
play
down
too many games
into
all at
the
once.
Jax.
I've been grinding
As,
rivals, so I got the
one of
GM
funny
there.
picks,
I've been
from
playing
Whippo.
PoE
This
2
is one of the things that
a
people
lot.
were really seeing as a potential advantage.
I've been
for
pushing
FlyQuest
tier 15,
is
tier
We
16s.
already saw them going so far.
And I've been playing a
outside
lot of
the meta,
Warframe.
You know, last year with the Nunu.
So I'm
and
trying not to do
obviously
too many
Ivern
all
wasn't
at
as
once, but
popular.
yeah.
We know
Once
that
I finish
Whippo
my
brings out
Rivals
all kinds of
Celestial
stuff,
Climb,
his
I'll
Air
go
and his
back to
Olaf,
League.
His Urgot. These are advantages in Fearless even more so because even though you can't play these in the next games, he can just go back to the stock standard meta stuff in the coming games.
Interesting, the Braum banned pretty early here too by Shopify, trying to take away that team fighting
membership Pez.
defense. Like whenever you have to play into an Ivern, it's already kind of rough for your engage. But if you had to play into a Braum also, I actually like that really early Braum ban from them. It does raise the priority on things like Leona from the bottom lane, that then your lane phase isn't hindered by a Braum counter pick. And you would think that they would also be looking at more of these engaged supports, so good little call out there.
Makes a lot of sense, and I mean, also when you think back to these Ivern comps, so much of what FlyQuest played with them was double marksman, right? And we are still seeing double marksman sometimes, you know, in pro play. You see some Corki mid, you see some Smolder coming back, especially with Smolder on the new patch, getting a little bit of buff with Infinity Edge. Is
How do you like the
raising that
Warframe
win
dating
rate,
sim?
so
It's cute. It's
definitely
very
have
cute.
to be worried about that potential double marksman.
Can't wait for the Rainbow
Okay,
Six
so
tourney,
second
Moist.
half of the bands
I'm
all
so
the way down
excited.
now. Two supports, two
We have the
mid-laners,
Apex
Braum,
Worlds coming up
Rakan,
soon, too.
Orianna, Azir,
We
all
are
band
so
away. Let's see
stacked
how
in esports
FlyQuest
now. I
wanna
am
handle this fourth
pumped.
pick of the draft, and they
I'm
will
happy
lock
it's
in the
finally here.
Cassiopeia for quad.
I mean, a new name of the league, but still it's going to be a quad.
Dude, this is our team, Sing.
Cassiopeia here is
Yes,
one of
sir.
the
He's a tier 1
champions that
Pepe.
when he
Maybe
first
some
came in,
Shadow.
we're all trying to hype up for him. And Cassio really has thrived with the feats of strength, not actually even requiring her to buy the upgrades.
She don't have feet.
Don't have feet. Don't have to buy boots. Don't have to buy the upgrades with the boots either. So you get the automatic.
Explain the game,
A lot of
Josh.
extra move
Like
speed.
League?
Extra move speed if you can get those feats of strength. So nice little
Rebellion's
look
our
there. And
team.
that's the Leona I was talking about with the Braum ban really early. Then you don't have to deal with that lane counter. Plus you don't have to deal with engaging into that difficulty.
Also, walking straight at the Cassio, as the Skarner, if Skarner's coming through the wall, you can just throw down your W. It's very, very difficult.
What about the Smash
for
players?
Skarner
They
to
still
deal
part of the
with,
org.
for Leona to deal with even as
Every
well.
team and
Veigar
everything.
would be interesting play.
We have
Does
fully
make sense,
merged
you get a
together.
little bit of range
So yeah,
into the
it's
Cassio.
all
The
still
Cassio is
intact.
more of a mid-range mage.
Exactly.
You have a lot of wave clear with this. You have that
These are some
outrange there for
Dino.
Palafox. And Palafox, coming off of a tough year last year, really looking to prove himself. When I talked to Coach Revan, that was one of the things that he really was emphasizing, was that these players were so hungry to prove themselves. They're so hungry to really have that opportunity here to play at the highest level, to show that
Didn't
they belong.
Schneeby.
They all feel that they've been overlooked.
That's
at
not
times.
what
They
happened at
feel
all.
That, they
I
haven't
explained
necessarily
everything
had
in the
that
video,
perfect
man.
set of circumstances around them.
We literally
And so
couldn't
this is
get
their
international
opportunity to
players
step
into
up
the country
against
because of our
defending
name.
champions here and make
Merging with
something happen.
Shopify
All right,
immediately
it would be a
fixed
big
that.
one. It would be a big upset.
And we'd already
here
worked with
if they
Shopify
could
so
pull it
much, they
off,
saved our
very
Apex
early
team
on
by
in
letting
the
them play in
season. And you guys
Canada.
were saying, yes,
It was the perfect
there is
fit.
double elimination in this kind of tournament format, but you only get 2 chances.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Final pick of the draft here for FlyQuest will be the Rel for Boostio.
I don't know about that, Christopher.
Rel's
My
one of
dad
those
still
champions.
iRaces
She's
every
kind of
night,
in the
though.
same bucket as like Malphite for me, where I'm never mad to see Rel on my team. It's always going to be useful. It's always going to team fight. Get in there and press R.
Yeah, and it really rounds out their team comp that they were building up here, that utility from the bottom lane that they're really leaning into with their
Jack.
early investment into the Ivern.
I'm betting no. It's been 10 years at this point.
Also,
if the cat was going to happen, the cat would have happened.
I need to go
There's
check
no more
the date.
episodes of LCS.
I gotta go check the date on the original,
The original
Cat for Kobe tweet.
It's been a long time.
'Cause it has been a long time.
Yeah.
I think we need to revive it. Travis, he seems like he can just ignore it.
Keanu
now.
Reeves is
Dude,
60.
I was
No, he's
on
not.
the
Not
front
yet.
lines for you. I was in every
I-
one
I
of
think
Travis'
he's like
Travis
58.
chats and
By the way.
episodes. I was terrorizing him for you.
Me too. But at a certain point, Kobe can move out and get his own cat.
All right, well,
When's the game
to see if
starting?
anything ever develops in
No.
that saga, but right now we got another one about to play out in front of us. Best of 3, Shopify Rebellion versus FlyQuest, the defending champs versus a squad that we've seen.
Did you
have
comment
some
on the Team
high
Cherry cake
highs
bait?
Before.
We
Can
talked
they
about
hit
it.
them now again here in this new league.
I feel
this
bad
new
for the
season,
Silksong community
this
for thinking
whole
there was
new
anything there,
look
but
for
it was
LTA.
never coming.
That's what people are always excited
Membership, Josh.
about when they watch these
Thanks,
players
Connor.
play, Flowers. Because you can have the really high
Yeah,
highs,
kind of, no,
but you
kind
can
of.
also have the really
To a
low
certain extent,
lows
Josh.
and the blunders. So very excited to see, you know, you've got returning Fudge, returning to the league, contracts with Palfox kind of getting picked up and like salvaged.
Adorable camera work in game. Love that. Reminds me of a
machinima.
machinima.
To find a new team, let's see if they've got that magic.
All right, it's gonna be it's gonna be quite the test.
Incredibly high hype. These guys are championship
FlyQuest,
winners, right?
Yeah.
probably the strongest in A squad. So we're immediately going big.
Had a little bit of a journey. They did join last year. And last year, obviously, was not the kind of results that they would have wanted to go for. You know, had a pretty disappointing finish.
There's membership.
But you know, they've been able to kind of retool.
Couldn't do that in
the
Yan because that wouldn't solve
year.
the issue that we had
they've really
with
been
the name.
looking to try to build on that, to try
That was
to
the
move
big thing.
forward here. And they have, you know, this exciting new sponsorship and this new partnership where Ludwig and MoistCr1tikal both came in. You know, they're now co-owners of the esports org there. And that, I think, alone has really developed a lot of excitement, a lot of hype around this team.
Yeah.
How do I tell who's winning?
It's huge, right? You get
You'll
some
know.
of these big content creators,
Oh, you'll
guys
know.
who are involved in more than just the League of Legends sphere that have all sorts of fandom coming in from different places, and it gets people excited to cheer for a team that they might not have otherwise known about, that they might not have otherwise been invested in. But we are going to see a lane swap here, nice and early. Shopify Rebellion sending Zeyzal and B-Voy up there to the top side. Whippo's going to have to deal with that. Meanwhile, Fudge enjoying the lane swap experience.
No, machinima is not happening.
Yeah, the lane swaps, the changes this season, of course, they did reduce like the damage reduction on the mid and top tower, but they also increased the damage that towers do, so they made it harder to dive. Cannon minion also being delayed until the 4th wave means you can't really dive as early on the top laners, and so there's more things this season that allow the like defending team of the top
best of
laner
3 or best
to
of 5?
allow the
Best
top
of
laner
3.
to get the levels you need and allow your support to get there even to help you defend with the dives if you want to do that. So this is becoming a bit more normal in that, as you're saying, if you have a bad matchup, you can easily just swap out of it, and your other sides of the map aren't quite as average.
Cassiopeia is still such a
there's really
menace.
Almost no drawback to the lane swap at this point. It's very, very hard to dive. In fact, you'll see almost no teams even try to go for the dive anymore because it does become pretty risky. You know, the top laners get a lot more experience because that cannon wave is delayed. The minions come in a lot faster. You know, you
watch solo leveling season
level
2,
3, and it's so hard to pull this
Yeah,
off.
I've been
Contract
watching it.
spotted on this ward here. Is going to make things difficult for him. We can see that the Rel has already moved out towards top to cover this dive.
If this doesn't go well, this will be a disaster here for Shopify.
Please,
Zeyzal
God.
taking a whole ton
Oh,
of damage
God.
here from the turret.
Oh,
Boostio
God.
A-OK. Busio ready to reinforce him. Zeyzal burning down. Not only does it not work,
All right, we'll
only
take
does
that.
Zeyzal lose both summoner spells.
That's okay.
Contracts was sitting there watching a movie in the brush
No
for the
deaths,
last
it's okay.
60 seconds. Not good for Shopify here on the
It's
top
okay.
side.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a very good movie either. It seemed like it was a little bit of a snoozer there. I think both teams were sweating.
Inspired liked it.
Yeah, Inspired liked it. I mean, honestly, it feels like both teams walk away from that one like, you know, first play of the new season. They were sweating a little bit. Some things went awry there. Like Busio wasn't able to hit his stun. It would have been way worse.
We're getting the early game jitters out. That's all. That's all.
That's
all. Sometimes you got to try it. Sometimes you just got to give it a whirl.
Because they
See how she goes.
Because the supports both blow their flashes. It feels like both of them kind of walking away like, all right, a little bit of a warm up there, testing the heat up.
Though people hate the new season.
Towers.
But at the end of the day,
Certain things
still
about it,
goes
yeah.
heavily in the favor of FlyQuest, and this is why so many teams don't even bother attempting those dives anymore, because the dive comes, you know, at a time where if you're trying to stack it on the cannon wave, it's so late. The enemy support can roam to match, and it does let Whippo get to level 3. It's not like last season when we would see people going for, you know, a level 1 top laner who's getting doped by 3 to 4 people. You just can't really manage that anymore. So Whippo does survive. You know, he has a little bit of an experience lead, has a little bit of a gold lead, but
was Sonic 3
it's
good?
inspired.
I thought it was great.
Power farm, you know, got to have his way on the map.
And it's really interesting too, because when you hear Whippo talk a lot about some of his specialty picks, you know, he'll talk about his Urgot scaling and his Olaf scaling, and we've seen him love to be like this mid-game frontline with Asterix Gage, and when he's got an Ivern on his team, you know, even on Urgot, you know, on basically anything, we saw a lot of Renekton too, where he charges
you
in
play
and
League?
starts out a lot of
I was a
fights,
hard
when
League
he has
addict
the
from seasons
survivability
3
of
to
those
7.
extra shields from items
And then
as well as his teammates to go in
That was
on.
interesting. And then I
And
kicked
2v2
the habit.
appear in the top side, but
And I've
most
been
of the
sober
damage
ever
absorbed by
since.
the tanky supports,
But I'm gonna
so
fall
not
off the
really
wagon pretty
anything
soon. I've
too
already been
crazy
solo
happening.
queuing
Inspired is
occasionally.
pathing up towards the top side of the map yet again as Fudge wants to brawl with Whippo a little bit down here in the bottom lane. Isn't going to get the stun with a counter strike, so Whippo's still just fine
Thank you,
himself.
Connor.
We have the grubs are going to be spawning here in the next 15 seconds with control over the top lane belonging to FlyQuest. We'll see, do they want to try to make anything happen here? No, Inspired is hanging around, but they're fine.
Yeah, and Shopify is just looking to make plays on the other side of the map here, trying to see if they can find an angle to threaten, because grubs are spawning on top side. That's why the bot lanes are up towards that top side. But having seen contracts down here, it's going to be an easy start for Inspired. He knows there's not going to be any sort of
Does
contest.
League do sponsorships
And
anymore?
Whipple's just
I think
too healthy
League
to
hasn't done
really
like
go for
a
dive. They don't have the
sponsor in
damage to
years. Like a
safely
YouTube
100-0,
video
and
sponsor.
Especially now that he's level 6.
Not that I know
the
of.
execute there could easily turn around a dive.
Yeah, Fear Beyond Death is crazy good at turning those around with the fear plus the execution. So FlyQuest will take this first one. This will be 1 out of 3 progress to their first feat. Reminder, since we are on the current patch, it's not first blood feat, it's first to 3 kills. The feat of warfare. Twitch chat was telling me, so I would remember the right name of it. Thank you, Twitch chat.
They had the FTX spot. Oh yeah, R.I.P. FTX.
Of these feats of strength because he loves the memes there, and you can use both types of feats. But excuse me.
Oh man, we're gonna lose both Grubs and Dragon.
As my first,
What a shame.
Objective feat of strength.
Hey, who needs it?
Yes.
I say who needs it? It's a crutch
Grubs are your
for
favorite feat.
worse
Because
teams. That's all.
Buff also it also helps out with getting the first tower feat, which a lot of times you can get way quicker.
What have you done, Kobe?
And so you can kind of rush into them. I mean, Freak really did it.
No.
You can really rush to training them, and some of the changes on this.
Yeah, I
match
know it's the
because
best
we
NA
are on
squad
the
we're up against.
live
Like I said, this is gonna be
aspect, changing the
a
first blood
big
one,
test.
the first
Yeah,
3
a big
kills.
test.
And so I find a lot of the times it does kind of pivot on who can rush down for first tower. And so if you've been trading the grubs for dragons early on, it just also helps.
It didn't
you
get
kinda
deleted, Lobo. Wait, what do you mean?
effect
The new
snowball.
alien evidence
Nice
video
part
got
for
deleted.
FlyQuest. Looks like we've got first grubs and first Drake for their side. That's a pretty bad news here for Shopify.
checking right
early on.
now.
They're down in objectives. They're at least even on gold after the botched attempt of the turret dive in the top lane alongside contracts spending all.
Oh,
the time
holy
to
shit,
Bronze
you're
to
right.
set
They
that up.
deleted
Now
my
Shopify
alien evidence
does
video.
have an
What?
angle here in the enemy jungle, looking to control this red buff area before the second spawn of that lesser neutral objective. Inspired wanted to plant the grove there on his chickens, but will not be
That's
around
so
to reap the
cringe.
rewards, as
What?
Shopify will guarantee that contracts can steal that camp away.
Yeah, honestly, like the pace of this game for FlyQuest, cruising right along to their very strong
Wow.
5-on-5 setup that they're going to have.
Classic News Nation at it
Just
again.
gets the cleanse out though.
Yeah, got the cleanse, misses the follow-up arrow. Masu with a good sidestep on that one. Zazel wanted to jump in, but he takes a turret shot. That means Busio and Masu are going to come out on top in terms of health with this trade, but Contracts is nearby, so Shopify are trying to bait their opponents to just step a little bit too far forward, allow Contracts to come through the wall here with the Ishtal's impact. He does have the Impale ready to go now, too. We'll see if they want to go for it.
Oh.
Contracts going in. Busio with a nice stun there.
No,
Ready to turn around,
please.
give it a crash down.
God.
Flashing out as well. Palafox with that spiraling despair.
Nice.
The wall and the rain of
Nice.
First blood over to B-Boy.
Pop it.
Might look for
Pop it.
Can't quite get the sniper.
No.
Another sidestep away from
Fuck.
the piercing arrow.
Yes.
Palafox
Huge.
just barely manages to
Yes.
get it. It's a 2-0 game for Shopify.
We lost both objectives, doesn't matter.
Fancy feat.
Up in
They're
gold
dodging
now.
on So
Fuck
many
'em.
of those spells, but it just doesn't matter. They have the 4 members up
Good
towards
shit.
that top side. They make the dive happen. They don't just get first blood, they get 2 kills. Yes, there will be a bit of a cost to that as Inspired is forming some camps. They're going to lose a play mid to quad, and he's going to cover top now, but still great initial play there from Shopify.
And I think it was very necessary. Like it's starting to get to the point where we're we're a little bit.
That counts. That's a hit.
All right.
That is a hit, 100% right
Put it
there.
on the board.
That was cool.
We were starting to get a little bit
Thanks,
worried
membership,
about
Dark Bloom.
the ability there for FlyQuest just kind of playing their game. But here we go, and it's really the roam up from Palafox that makes the difference here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so true. Yeah.
The Shattering Strike on
The roam
on Contract
saved
coming over the
us.
wall, then flashes out of the ultimate, goes to the crash down, and that forced Contracts to flash out because had he been hit by that crash down, he would have been in the tower range and might have gone down first. And even with all the dodges from Masu, there's only
Gold's
so much
still
space
pretty
you can
equal.
work with.
Yeah, well, which
the
is
really
really good because they
important
got both
thing is
objectives.
to
They got
analyze what's
grubs
gonna
and
happen
drag.
afterwards because of the deep wards that were also left in the jungle, because they did give up some priority there.
We're right back into the action though as they're locking up.
Oh
Masu.
god.
He doesn't have
Oh
any
god,
Boost
no!
counter
Too
engage
much
to
dip
beat
on our
Masu
chip.
down. Make it 2 dead on Shopify Rebellion.
Oh.
Making FlyQuest, picking up the feat of warfare. 3-0 in that scrap.
Oh, and it's
Well,
gonna be
that's a
another
huge gold
objective
differential
for
now.
FlyQuest as well.
Yikes.
However, this timing is critical. Grub's second pack will also
Oh,
go
and
the
we
way
give
of
up objective
FlyQuest.
for it.
That's it.
Oof.
That is going to be everything. That's going to be the feats. They've got 3 kills. They've got 3 objectives. They've got it all here, and it starts out support v support.
Yeah, and watch Quad, though, over the wall. You know, he was spotted, but they did not react. A great engage from Busio, and then R-Flash over the wall from Quad. Inspired there, buying the time, keeping Masu alive, who was missing those summoners.
And burn both summoners on Jax.
Place on top side as well as Whippo has time
That's gonna be
push
tough.
in here.
That's gonna be tough.
To Flash, as did have his steering charge there, kind of interrupted by Fudge. Did they get all 3?
Well, we at least got
no,
grubs.
They lost one of the grubs,
Okay.
so they don't actually get
grub.
the feat of strength because you have to get all 3 for it to count towards that 3 objective feat.
Massive smite actually there from Contracts to be able to get in and deny that. Still
It was
keep
about
feats of
the
strength
egg
on the
logo.
table to be able to contest.
A stupid
First
fucking
turret will
egg.
have to be claimed
Thanks,
by
membership, Papa.
Shopify, and they'll still have a lot of work to do to get 3 neutral objectives before FlyQuest can secure 1 more, but at least it's still possible.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon's coming up pretty soon here, so they might turn their attention down towards bottom side of the map. I mean, you already have Inspired's camps channeled over here, so you've got support and jungle already down towards Dragon's side of the map. They might want to just keep this action rolling. Quad's ultimate will be back. They don't have their critical flashes on their team, though, so maybe...
Oh, I don't even know how I'd begin explaining it to you, Jordan. Have you ever played like a MOBA before?
We'll be able to make something happen, but if they are unable to...
Because if not, I don't even know where I'd begin. That's such a hard thing to explain.
They've got river
Thanks,
control,
membership,
they have
Jamie.
very good vision setup.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it becomes kind of a bit about front to back, right? Because Masu and Quad don't have flashes, but none of the playmakers on Shopify's team have flashes either. Their carries are more safe, but it is very difficult to fight front to back against Inspired here on this Ivern. He already has the Moonstone. You can see a lot of key item completions are coming through, but Shopify does get push in mid, and for now, it looks like FlyQuest are content to just sit back.
We got word that MoistCr1tikal is watching, so I'm sure he's nervous right now because we're approaching probably a very critical fight for his team. And
I wasn't nervous a moment ago when we were winning.
Fighting back, as you're saying here.
It was just that mid lane skirmish really was rough.
Pathway out. Meanwhile, though, Inspired's taking this time, clears up towards top side, still remaining efficient here. On Ivern, sometimes it's a bit of a trap where you can easily just play to all your lanes and constantly play for all your teammates, and a lot of Iverns fall behind in CS, but he's actually kept his CS quite nice here and has the Moonstone already fully completed.
Lag? Nope!
Which is a huge power boost for your team fights.
Also
Maybe
really
that's a
like
good
the
omen.
boys First buy, you know, the Serpent's Fang. There's so many shields on this team. Obviously, there's the shields from the Ivern, but also the E on the Urgot. There's the shields on the Rel Crashdown. You know, it is going to be really, really effective here, and it's someone who can kind of easily apply it.
Yeah, I like the adaptation for it. I also, when you're looking at the inventory, you can look in Contracts' items and see the Winter's approach.
Which one's your
going
team?
towards that Fimble Winter.
Rebellion,
He's not
SR.
as much early power as going for a straight up health
That's
item
us.
early on. However, once you have it complete, the extra survivability, the shield spam in the fights can go a very long way.
I
As the
appreciate it.
Dragon
Thanks,
is going to be
Dawson.
aggroed, but not fully committed to. And there you go. Turret plating has fallen. Much easier for either team to be able to claim the turret feat now. If FlyQuest does it, they instantly win the turret, the feats of strength battle. If Shopify does it, then we just continue on with the war over the neutral objectives. It is 2 minutes now until the Herald spawns, and we will see Otacon 6 minutes.
The gold
from now.
differential's
I'll keep
not
an eye
that
on
bad.
whatever the
It's
pit
not
was. I can
terrible.
see Which side it
All
spawned.
things
Okay, so
considered.
here's the top side. Top side Otacon.
Yeah, and this tower is getting dangerously close to going down. Fudge is really trying to keep it alive, but he is getting chipped away at. You can also see Quad pushed in bot. No one's responding to that. That tower is also low, so now Shopify is starting to get pulled apart a little bit because they're trying to defend first tower. They're also trying to defend that third objective from going down, but it looks like FlyQuest is going to
top
be
tower's dead.
first tower on the
That's
top
okay.
side.
That's okay.
They're going to have to give that up.
We don't need it.
The bottom tier 1. But this is another little edge there for FlyQuest, and they do secure the feats of strength.
And it just shows
We can't
how
give
big
this
that
drag,
scrap
though.
in mid
I
was,
think,
because
well, we
remember,
also can't
Shopify
contest it.
did have the 2-0 kill lead.
It's going to be
Now
tough.
let's see how the fight breaks.
Oh!
Flies out from Moss.
Big smite.
Ready to fire. follow up the engage.
We'll lose
Nice
2 for it, but at least we got the drag.
Over to Busio, and Palafox is already down. Zazel 2, Fudge flashing away as FlyQuest have already found 2 kills. Bwippo's going. Fear Beyond Death. First half hits B-Boy, but he pops the cleanse to get away. FlyQuest feeling great about it. 2 more kills and an extra Drake. But wait a second, that Drake was stolen away. The turret was what gets them the feats after all. The Drake isn't what's going to do it. Isaac, you already pointed that out, but I got so lost in the details, man. Turret at least gets it done. FlyQuest feeling good. Yeah, we're lost in the feeds.
Contracts did the drive-by, the Skarner Classic. Drove on in there. He was able to yoink the Dragon, but Flowers, they're still tremendously behind in the game and need to fight their way out. Zazel's going to try and do just that.
What are we looking for here?
Time for the rest of the team to come in here and collapse on Bwippo. They've got a 4 versus 1.
Okay.
There's no way out. Bwippo wanted to try to maybe find a way to take Zazel with them, but it ain't going to happen. So good catch there from Shopify right as the Rift Herald spawns. But Zazel's very low, and they did commit multiple resources to that. Solar Flare, Chains of Corruption, pretty much everything. Let's take another look at the Dragon fight.
All right, so here we're going to see Contracts drive in on the Skarner, do the drive-by. It's really annoying with Ivor and Brush right there, but he was able to get vision, able to steal it away at the cost of all the teammates. And so the kind of giant gold advantage for FlyQuest that is building up and their ability to force fights with their utility bottom lane here is going to be very problematic for Shopify to deal with for the next like 10 minutes. Seems like it's going to be very difficult because you have a lot of these neutral objectives spawning on the map in quick succession. Otacon is not that far off. The 20-minute mark was fairly close for them. So FlyQuest should be able, as long as they continue to invest their vision resources up towards this top side of the map.
Is Sonic 4 happening?
To control a lot of these
absolutely.
Objectives and try and use
it was way too successful for it to not happen. They already teased it too.
Team fights here and try and take away the comeback possibilities that Shopify have.
And it looks like they just want to go for Bwippo again. He is pretty far up in the side lane here.
And this is something that we've seen teams do in the past against FlyQuest, against Bwippo specifically, try to punish that aggressive play style that he has. But Bwippo's ready to turn it around. He knows he has backup coming to help him. Inspired.
Oh, good flash, good flash.
Fudge having to leap back to Contracts.
We should be fine. We should be fine. I don't think we can turn this. Maybe we can turn this. No, we can't. Jesus Christ! Fudge went so deep.
Bwippo grabbing the first kill back against Fudge. FlyQuest, the health bars are low, but you'll call it calculated.
That was close. That was close.
Nicely done there by FlyQuest. Quad just drew so much attention in the backline. So many members from Shopify were having to deal with him that it bought time for the rest of the FlyQuest team to be able to knock down that front line. Bwippo just turns, immediately starts fighting. They had TPs coming in from both sides, both Palafox and Quad.
That fucking flash was clutch.
Arrow comes in from Masu, forcing out the flash from Zazel. And then this is where Quad gets into the back line, and all of Shopify is really just pushed back, trying to deal with this Cassio.
Yeah.
And look how low Bwippo gets, but he's able to E and flash his way out, just barely surviving as you're talking about Quad then flashing out as well. So a little give and take there on the front line / the back line.
The gold's starting to really get out of control.
When he had that Way ultimate on him, able to take away that danger from the rest of the team, and then Quad able to survive as well, ensures that FlyQuest will still retain control of the top side of the map.
And B-Boy has no flash now because in that replay you saw the damage. Quad hit B-Boy with 1 Q.
Why is it called Shopify, not something moist?
Took him down to below half
one of the big things that prevented us from even getting our teams into the U.S. was our name, most likely.
How he felt that Bwippo destroyed him and was the one that kind of.
And ultimately, the name doesn't matter that much. It's still our team.
Fudge didn't really agree in the pre-match interview, but Bwippo just such.
If it can avoid headaches like that, it's worth it.
He has such a defined playstyle, right? He's really going to play his game, and sometimes he has a very different view on how the game should be played than other top laners.
Meanwhile, the team fight looking very good for FlyQuest. We've got double items for Inspired now. The Redemption has followed up the Moonstone, so even more of that security in your 5-on-5. And with the amount of CC on this team...
Oh, wait, burning a flash for this? Do we get this?
So they have to continue to try and make picks on side lane.
Nice slam into the wall with the angle there from Contracts, trying to take down
we get
Bwippo.
this.
Bwippo wanting again to try to use that ulti to make it an even trade, but it does not happen. Zazel stunned up a little bit here. Busio
no, we're fine. We're fine.
A shattering strike. We'll call it a follow-up, but there's just no damage.
We'll take that. Good pick. Good pick.
Looking to see if maybe they can put a little poke on Palafox, but it's not going to work out too well. FlyQuest still with a 3,500 gold lead, but they are down a man for the next 20 seconds.
It was a really good pick
Slipping under TSA's radar with Shopify. It's that TSA, man. It's immigration.
it's a little bit dangerous for Shopify to try and get anything else, and they actually lose out.
I like the
of
idea that it's
on-tempo because
TSA,
of it.
though.
Early push
All of the
in
Moist
mid
players
from
entered the
quad,
no-fly
and then
list.
drops the Rift Herald to try and finish off that mid turret, and you just transition your pressure from mid push into Dragon. Very classic macro here from FlyQuest. So even though they lose Whippo because of the fact he had TP, they are still able to get 2 objectives out of it.
Speaking of objectives, Otacon now on the Rift, and it is Voracious Otacon. If y'all at home have trouble remembering that one, which one's which, remember that Voracious means hungry. If you're hungry, you're not full. You're not full power. You're not the big one. You're the little one. Voracious Otacon is the little one, and that means
That was
he
cute.
is hungry. The
That was
hungry
fucking
one gives you
adorable.
the GA. This is
I
scary
thought you were
stuff.
going to say you're hungry, so you eat the roses.
No, I don't know. What does that have to
Well,
do with
the
anything?
roses
No,
come
the
from
roses
the
are the
other
big
one,
one.
bro.
Yeah, see,
Exactly,
you're
that's
doing
what I'm
it backwards.
saying.
No,
No,
that doesn't make any sense. Nobody eats
I think we
the
fight
apples,
this.
man.
I think we win this
Fox is in
fight.
trouble. They're trying to eat some fudge, but they aren't going to get him. Not all the way. Instead, Shopify
That should
turning
be-
right back around on
No.
the Whippo, and Contract
All
is
right,
taking a
1
kill.
for 1.
Now Palafox in danger. Flashes
I think we
up
get
below,
out.
The arrow follows him. Masu on a rampage on the warpath.
Nope, it might not be
on the
1 for
hunt.
1. Holy
Volley
fuck.
flies out, but it misses both targets. Masu
Daisy,
wants
get
to
out of here, run!
Finds him with a little bit of damage, but the counter-strike might just be ready to turn it back around. Masu
Yeah,
still slowing
oh boy.
him down.
Oh
Still
boy.
gunning him down. Nicely done with Busio here with a massive engage on the 2. It's
yeah.
a double kill back over to Masu.
That might be all she wrote.
Shopify Rebellion is dead in the dirt, and Otacon's the reward for FlyQuest.
Yikes, that's not good. I think that one's
Voracious
curtains.
Otacon. Because I always thought of it, okay, so Voracious Otacon is hungry because there haven't been as many kills in the game.
Yeah, it's
He's
best of
hungry
3.
for more kills.
No, he's
Little bit
hungry
more
because he's not
I'm more
full.
with you.
Yeah?
I'm more with you.
No, you guys, no, that's
Okay.
not right. He's hungry because he's not full, because he's not full power. He's not the big one. He's a little one.
Well, he is the one.
FlyQuest is looking fed right now, so I'll say that much. Masu, finds the angles, able to chase him down, and FlyQuest really looking good in these 5v5s. Shopify have been good in the side lanes, finding picks, finding angles, but when it comes
What's the
time to
thing
this
that does
5v5,
the
it does not
revive?
feel
Well,
like
that's
they have
Otacon
an
as well.
answer.
So, this was huge from FlyQuest. They're getting this reward. Worth pointing out, though, remember that they did nerf the
It's
Voracious
just different.
Otacon in this patch. It was way too strong. So one of the big changes that they made was making it so it's worth more money when you have that free death. A little bit of a reminder of Masu's accomplishments last year. We already talked about his incredible
Oof.
rookie performance.
Getting
Now here in
solo
this game,
killed.
Masu
Oh
down,
boy.
Whippo
Oh
finding
boy.
himself a kill in a 1v3. Yeah, they might pick him off again, but it's
Oh,
not truly
boy.
a kill as he just gets to withdraw. Busio also withdrawing. So 400 gold given over from both of those. But nobody actually dead as Masu just tearing through Contract's health bar. Again, he's not afraid of dying. It doesn't matter. Redemption.
redemption.
Gonna keep
Yeah.
him healed up anyway. They don't even lose the false life. Masu's going legendary 8, 1, and 4. He's nearly got twice as many kills as the whole damn Shopify team. Whippo looking to cut off the escape route. Palafox fears, but Palafox will be the only one getting away as Contracts drops. Masu still won't even lose the false life.
It's
and
not fair.
FlyQuest are making him look ridiculous. Finally, they at least remove the buff.
They get that, and like you're saying, 200 gold now for trying to kill off those GAs,
Yeah.
so that does feel a bit better, but, I mean, FlyQuest are just still showing the
Damn.
caliber of play that they showed
Unlucky.
at Worlds this year. There's a very similar style as well, building up a very good team fight, having the Ivern heals and shields, but let's take a look at Whippo in the side lane. Because he had the GA, it's more than just going. What are they even doing? They send 3 at me. They throw a bunch of ults, and even though they get me, I'm 1 for 1, and I'm only worth 200 gold and a couple petals.
I mean, that is the best feeling when you've been getting camped all game. They keep coming at you in the side lane, when they keep picking on you, and then you're able to turn it around in a 1v3 and kill the other top laner. Quad chasing down Contracts, he's in trouble.
Yeah, Contracts, this is not where you want to be on that
Yeah.
Skarner. Almost no way to get away from it.
His membership
Easily
gesture.
done. Masu
That was
Quad
over
working
after
together.
the
That
ace.
is a
They got the
1-and-4 Skarner.
yeah.
This
They got the
power
Otacon
pick,
right
this
after.
champion
There
that we were
was
surprised
nothing
to see
else to
left
do
through
from
the
that
draft on the
point.
red side. FlyQuest clearly
That's a
has
go
figured out
next.
They are not struggling against
Let's
this
go
at all.
next.
Yeah, they were already Ivern enjoyers, and so they really wanted to play into that side. It also does help, to have a lot of this counter engage from your Cassiopeia and then utility bottom lanes. Like we were saying, this is a lot of what FlyQuest were already doing really well last year.
Well, they're not
and
gonna
they
FF.
won the
I'm just
league.
saying that
Yeah, a
this
lot of
is
people talking
this
about
is basically kaput.
early this year. We're saying much.
It'd take
much
a
of the same
miracle
here, where
from
FlyQuest
this
are kind of
position.
picking up where they left off last year, which was in first place.
And I think this also plays a lot into kind of the new era of draft philosophy that you have to take with Fearless. If you're on red side and Skarner is normally this tax, this mandatory ban, if you're confident you can beat it, let it through the first game. All of a sudden, you don't have to worry about that automatic ban for the rest of the series, and your draft is much more flexible, much more freed up.
Yeah, and so Skarner a lot too, especially like solo queue Skarner, but even
The brand did
well.
change.
The reason, well,
Moist is intertwined in all of the branding for Rebellion.
This could be exciting.
Okay.
So like their mascot is Mogi. Their colors are blue and green instead of just green and black.
Scary for Shopify.
They just didn't put it in the name so that way we never have to deal with the immigration issues again.
The brush is also really annoying to deal with. You have to go in here, you're blind, the enemy team has just so much CC, ready to counter you.
And here we go, Busio in for the Magnet Storm, on to 3, they follow it up with a Petrify Engage.
Oh.
Shopify tries to fall back, but they only fall down. Quad goes on a rampage, and Masu's legendary. 3 dead bodies on Shopify, and it's about to be 4. Beautifully done by FlyQuest. It's Baron, it's a near ace right after. This has got to be just about the end of the game.
What a fight from FlyQuest. They managed that so well, utilizing the Ivern ultimate, keeping the Baron leashed.
No, it was GG after the ace to Otacon.
Shopify at bay, they claim the Baron, they claim
That's when
the
it
fight.
ended.
They're going to claim the first win of LTA history.
FlyQuest
All right.
making this first
We get 'em
game
next.
go exactly to expectations. They got the feats. They controlled the game from the very beginning. They had Shopify downloaded from draft, and now they're on the Nexus 26 minutes into the game, 19-5 on the board. FlyQuest are up 1-0.
And 26.5 minutes on the clock. That was a fast one.
That was pretty speedy.
And they were just able to really...
Man, after we got the first 2
win
picks,
these team fights.
it kind of just
So
fell apart.
dominant
I think they
in the
just played a little too
5v5.
confident in that
They
mid lane
crushed
engage, and then
Shopify.
it
felt like in
snowballed.
every major team fight. Shopify had some good early action. You know, able
It's
to
best
find
of
it on
3.
the top side, able to pick on Whippo a few times.
Membership at Roman.
But when it came time to set up for those objectives, to set up for the 5v5s, it just looked like FlyQuest with that draft, untouchable.
FlyQuest are also very
Yeah,
creative.
going up against
Both the coaching
FlyQuest
staff as
is
well as
tough.
the players.
They're
right
literally
there.
the best
When he came
squad in
into the
NA.
show match, he
Like,
was
it's
all over
not
Fearless.
easy.
He loves,
I
drafting
just really
weird
feel
things,
like
so I'm excited to see
the early
now
game for
the
us was pretty well.
continuation of this
We actually
series
lost
with
both
Fearless
objectives before the
rules
2 picks, so
apply.
maybe not.
I will
Maybe
be
shot.
leaving you, but,
Maybe we just need
I'm
to
excited
scale.
see how the draft goes.
As am I,
Maybe
my
we just
friend. We'll
gotta
see how that
get 'em in game
continuation
2.
goes. We're headed to a break, but as we go, let's check out a message from FlyQuest to their fans.
What happens if we lose the next game? Then we go to lowers.
You have to watch the jersey reveal together. FlyQuest just dropped it. Hey. Wait, Basil!
I love this jersey, it's so cute.
Wait, the holographic is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm making a booklet good for
Does
Fly,
lowers take
and
place
we're
today?
good for
No.
all the fans to write something
This is,
with the
at least I don't
players
think it's
and
today.
staff.
I'm pretty sure this is
Attached
our
is
only
a
match
Google
today.
form with more information on where you can leave your message.
I could be misremembering though. I'd have to check again. I don't think it's today.
Whenever I think about the sacrifices my parents made, I feel like I have to push myself forward whenever I make a goal.
Oh, it's never over until it's over. I think it's kind of over, but like I really do wish FlyQuest won. They got summer split. Jesse
When's the
got
Apex
benched
team
for
playing?
summer.
Next
real?
week?
Yeah.
Next week? I think it's the start for the World Championship. Thanks, resub Daka.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm going in hard.
Big time fans are now finally rewarded with an LCS championship. This one is for you guys.
Is he gonna go? No!
World's video, you guys watch it?
8강에 오게 돼서 정말 믿기지 않는 것 같고 잔재를 만나게 돼서 더 흥미로운 것 같아요.
Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, that's right. It is. It's during the week.
FlyQuest heavy is the MSI crowd. FlyQuest lead the series.
The fans have been awesome. The org has been awesome. This has been a long time coming.
What time is it where you are? 445. Yep, this is our first one, David.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I did not go to Gasparilla. Not this year. Do you have a Marvel Rivals team? No, if we did, I'd be on it. I'm fucking nasty. I might actually be one of the top Doctor Stranges in the world. But I hate fucking playing Doctor Strange. He's so boring, but I'm so good with him. I solo queued the GM almost entirely with Strange. Membership Gervais. Whoa, you got an Astramintus, Scoots? Wait, did you chance it or just get a drop? Wait, that's fucking crazy. Are you selling it or keeping it? Thanks, membership, Evan. You chance orbed in what? Okay, you've inspired me. Hold on. I actually got a stellar Ami drop today. I'm gonna chance it real quick. Maybe that's what the squad needs. They need me to gamble. That's the problem. I'm gonna gamble real quick. If you just got an Astramantis off a chance orb, I'm gonna try it. Alright, this is it. This is it. Big Astramantis. Astramantis. I keep saying Astramantis. Fucking Marvel Rivals in the head. Alright. Alright, here she comes. Here she comes! That sucks. What about the Sapphire gamble, though? That one goes crazy? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong tab. Okay. Well. Unlucky. Congrats. Oh, you got a good roll, too. You got the 106 roll? Fuck me. Eh, good shit, man. I'm happy for you. Also, fuck you. Are you selling it? Or are you keeping it? Was thinking sell. Ooh, that's big. If I rolled it right there, I would not have sold. Thanks, Vac. Because of your failure, your team will now win. You're right. That's kind of what I was thinking. I knew from the beginning if I rolled onto the Astramantis, we would have lost. But since I got slapped, it means we have to win now. That's usually how it works. Yeah, I just used up all the bad luck. There's only good luck left. These membership apples.
Welcome back to the LTA North. FlyQuest.
No, we don't need to. We don't need to look at these stats. Don't. Wait, no, please don't. Oh God, no. No, take it away. We know. Don't need to see it.
Everywhere. It has been permabanned in LPL. They let it through. They go with a composition that I'd say really plays to their strengths, right? Urgot, The Ivern we've already seen.
How much is a Stellar
Quad
Emmy?
is
Maybe I just gamble
Champion
again so I don't have to look at it.
Mossy,
It hurts.
Ash, and then Rel, which is a huge power support pick. We saw BCO initiating a ton of fights in this game.
Yeah, and the big fight that we're going to dive into a little bit more on our new tool after we see it is FlyQuest's just 21-minute top lane fight.
Yep.
As they're defending the top lane, they completely
Holy
wipe the
shit,
floor.
just
So
a
let's roll
normal
this clip
Stellar
right now
Emmy is
and
so
see what happens.
much.
Basically, it looks to be like it could be a pick on.
Oh, no, it's
Bull
not.
at
It's
the
only
start,
one
but then
Exalt. I don't know
FlyQuest
why that
fly
one
and
was
completely
popping
turn
up.
around.
Yeah, and the people you want to be watching in here are
Oh, wait, no, these are
Quad
bots.
and Mossy,
These are
because
bots.
This isn't the first time we've seen a carry flank. Quad actually had an amazing flank on a team fight, also in top lane, around 7 minutes. But we see Masu able.
Why are you saying 100x? I see a lot that are
on the
listed for
back
like
end of
20.
this fight, and then turn while Quad is just doing damage on the side.
It looks like
I mean,
20 to 40
Masu's
Exalt.
Ash, we've pointed out how accurate he's been with his arrows, but just his positioning and the way he flanks around these team fights is so impressive.
Yeah, so that fight was basically.
Either way, I
after-
can't afford
you
it. I
can see on
spent
the
all of
screen
my
just after 20
Exalts.
minutes when all these
I only
exalts
have
happened. Let me
29
get back
left.
up again 'cause my shirt caught it. But just showing this right here. Quad did about 4,000 damage in that fight. Masu did 3,000 damage, and even just by dying, Whippo did 2.4k damage just in that fight.
I'm actually super curious just because
The shielding just in the fight.
The shielding and healing.
And that's
coming
just
out
from that moment of the fight.
Just that fight from the Ivern, I think is so funny because when you look at these Ivern comps, that's actually huge.
I think probably
There was
at some
another
point
moment
FQ.
where
I think
his
that's definitely happened.
redemption, I believe, ended up saving Masu in a completely different
Yeah,
fight. We
for
can
the
take
whole
it
game,
off of-
20,000 healing. The total damage throughout the game, as you can see, is about 20k from both of the carries. Gold difference over time by player as well is going to be interesting. So, like, the top lane is something we were tracking pretty much the whole game. Whippo got pretty
My
far
legs
ahead
were
early
sore, Pulsey, but that's
and
about
was
it.
able to use that in team fights even though he died a little bit. And what's cool is you can see junglers are yellow, mid laners are purple, 80 carries are green, and supports are going to be purple as well. So you can see how, for the most part, it was a team snowball victory. It wasn't like they completely accelerated one player, just everybody got ahead on
Yeah,
FlyQuest.
and I'm glad you pointed out Whippo and Fudge because I did think that at times it did seem like Shopify did want to maybe play around either doing a dive with their bot.
Let me know if you sell it,
or
Scoots. Tell me how much you
setting
get
up
for
that
it.
Fight that FlyQuest ended up
I
winning.
bet. How much is a Astramentus right now? Well, you had a high roll too. That's probably like 200 div. Something crazy.
So I think
There's
you
membership
could kind
Jason.
of see them trying to play around it, but Whippo also just soaked up so much attention as well. And we also saw the Voracious Otacon buff coming into play where he's just like, well,
Yeah. We only had 5 kills before the original Otacon. I did think it was really clever by Inspired. He actually waited as long as possible to finish smiting that buff, and then they immediately, if you look at this part of the graph, right after they got Otacon,
It was a best of 3.
like,
Yep, we're
they
about to play
really
again.
accelerated the gold difference
And we're gonna
right
win
after that point.
handily.
So they used
Easily,
the Voracious
even.
Otacon buff fairly well, and then once
It's
they
gonna be
got
a fucking
Baron, you can see
steamroll for us.
completely finished off the game.
yeah. I mean, that's why I'll put them #1 in our
Yeah,
power
270
rankings.
divs on you, Moist
I also
Man.
think one
Nope,
thing
I have
you
one
did
div.
see is, again,
I got it
a
today.
lane swap, even though SR
I spent all my
was
other
going
div.
to be the one who kind of want to swap out of the Ash lane.
On Hoa.
FlyQuest are so comfortable in those lane swap situations, but now we will toss it back to the cast to see if they think Shopify can recover in this game too, or if FlyQuest is just going to take it.
He's resub Anto.
Thank you very much, Emily. And I do think it's looking very FlyQuest favored. Obviously, everybody predicting that coming into the series because they are the defending LCS champions. And I think that they were playing really well as a unit and really well individually.
Yeah.
When I look at this Shopify team, they're obviously, we mentioned it before, they're playing with a substitute support. So I'm not going to look at them and really harp on the team play because it's not the intended roster. But I do want to see these guys, particularly like Contracts and Palafox that we know have high highs and low lows, showcase
I'm buying Stellar
individual,
Ammies at
like,
100x
sharpness. And I don't
each.
think I saw a lot of it in game number
Hey,
1.
good luck, man.
Right? I'm hoping
Good
to
luck
see
on
them
your
step
rolls.
up more individually if they want to try to contest FlyQuest at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tough. You know,
I
FlyQuest
can't believe
definitely
you
looked
got an
a ton above
Astramentus.
in
That's
the team
fucking
fights.
crazy,
yes,
man.
Part of that is the draft. Part of that is the composition. They had a very strong 5v5 team with the Ivern with a lot of protection for these really powerful carries that were
Not for a
very
long
well
time,
played by
Alfred.
Masu
I think
and
it'll be a
Quad.
while for their next
And
one.
You talk about individual sharpness. I think my boy Masu was looking sharp.
Razor's
in game
edge,
one.
man.
Like, he was looking really,
By choosing the
really
best
good.
possible players, Cody.
He's the
Top
contract
ranked in any
leader.
games.
Starter watching a movie on an old TV. That was good. That was good. I appreciate that. That's modern art.
Beautiful. But yeah, we're going to be going into game number 2. Of course, if you have not watched any Fearless, what this means, you see the Fearless bands there in the middle. Those are all the picks from last game. They do not have to be banned. They cannot be picked. So we we're going to be seeing all new champions in this.
I actually really like that change.
Best of 3 Fearless isn't the craziest thing
Danny
ever
and I
because
were
you don't have
talking
to
about
rotate
that
through
like a week
million
ago.
different
It's a
champs.
really
If you do get the
interesting
best of
change. I
5,
think it makes it more
Fearless
fun to
gets really
spectate.
kind of wacky getting into game number 5.
Yeah.
But I still do enjoy it a lot more. Just have the variety game over game to not be seeing the exact same comps run back game over game. To me, just is a bit more interesting.
It also kind of solves that problem that you have, particularly when one specific lane is oversaturated with one very specific matchup. You know, like Renekton Cassante comes to mind, Corki Azir comes to mind, right? The thing that you just handshake at every single game, and it's like, okay, I guess we expected that.
Bot lane has been that so many times over the years, too.
Yeah, exactly. There's always some of those that show up, and Fearless at least makes it, okay, even if we have to see it every series, it's only once every series, and then we still get to
You see
see
the trailer
something
for the
else.
horror
So,
movie called The Monkey?
He was
Yep,
banned
I'll be
out
watching
in
it.
the first game. Now he makes it through the
I'll
fans
be
in the
real quick
second
during
one.
the
So Cassante, I feel like just the way that this champion is designed, he kind of does everything you want him to do. He's pickable into so many matchups unless somebody wants to play something really wacky like a Garen or a Darius
I was
into
just
him.
about to
But
say,
we're going to get Mbessa.
You picked the male Cassante, now you can pick the female Cassante, who is really, really strong, and is one of the matchups that you'll see in pro play as an answer. Mbessa is so strong. So many dashes, just like Cassante, so much mobility, and such a high skill cap on this champion because you can be non-stop dashing around. The W shield on Mbessa, I just think is one of the most powerful parts of the kit. You know, she has so much spell vamp as you're scaling on into the game, but the W makes the trades in the early game very, very difficult to deal with at times.
Yeah.
Obviously, Conqueror, you know, is pretty common, but I've been seeing more and more players playing alongside with Grasp as well, just for even more laning power. And Grasp in general has just been getting kind of more and more popular. Obviously, there's all the tank, bruiser, Jace, whatever you want to call it, but people I was watching Fager play, you know, Grasp Victor. We've seen all kinds of different champions experimenting with it just for that additional lane power and safety.
Well, I can also appreciate the extra sustain early on in the lane, because I like how you bring up her spell vamp. For those of y'all who don't play Mbessa yourself or never really looked into the kit, remember that the vamp is not the passive on the character, it's the passive of the ultimate. So levels 1 through 5, you're not going to have that same level of comfort and safety with the sustain. And
I just saw Kaiju number 8 has skins in Fortnite.
Extra pressure on you early and just make it easier to fall back to
What
that.
the fuck?
They're going to pick up the Vi alongside the Cassante and Victor in the mid lane. This guy
Hey, I
has
believe you,
been
Cody.
terrorizing some solo
Thanks for
queue in
your
the
sub, Anya.
time between Worlds and the changes that got made to him since then and now.
Yeah, and he did get some nerfs on this patch.
Yeah, I don't get
he
it.
was knocked down a little bit. Last I saw the
I mean,
win rate
Kaiju
didn't
number
really
8's
change too
good,
much,
but
so I've been playing a fair bit of Victor.
that's
It is really
absurd.
strong. The champion just
Thanks for
feels so
Billy's.
smooth.
I want to see you play
I'm not
Dota 2.
really
Hey,
I mean,
we're
this
in
is
Dota 2,
can
so I will be getting
nuts.
back into Dota 2.
But it definitely feels
We have a squad
really
in Dota 2
strong
as well.
these days. They do have a lot of early power here with contracts on the Vi. You know,
I got to brush up on all these games, man. I got to start grinding again, like big time.
To see if they are going to try to attack Whippo, because you talked about
Thanks
you know,
for some
spell damage
chaos.
being tied to the ulti. Pre-6 is kind of when Mbessa is most vulnerable, especially in tank matchups, and especially if you're going Conqueror in a tank matchup. Once you get post-6, I mean, Cassante's a little different because you obviously have a lot more damage, but for most traditional tanks, you just can't do enough damage to hurt this champion anymore. She just kind of starts to drain tank you with Conqueror plus the spell vamp passive, so it is definitely tough to
At this
deal
point,
with.
what game do you not have a team in? The only one, and one that I really do want us to be in pretty soon, so we're working towards it eventually, Counter-Strike.
And it looks like Shopify's going to put a little pressure on that
CS.
pool.
God,
Get
I want
rid
to be
of
in
the
there so
Ezreal,
bad.
Take away that safe option there from Masu. Rakan banned out once again by FlyQuest.
But there's still
Remember that
others.
In game number 1,
But that's like
we did see some
big
of those
one.
engaged
That's like the
champion, or
big
tank
next
champion,
one
I should
that
say,
I
banned in the
want us
second
to be
half,
in.
the Rakan banned away alongside that Braum.
Yeah, and remember, there are obviously a couple of ADs that were banned out, you know, gone from the first game because we can't play
COD
Varus, we can't
too.
play
Yeah, but I
Ashe,
don't
we
give a
can't
fuck
play
about
Corki,
COD.
we can't play
I
Ezreal,
actually
we
don't
can't
like the
play
COD
Kai'Sa,
pro
we
scene
can't
very
play
much.
Kalista, and
I'm
there
not
is
super
even
into
one
it.
more ban to give, so you could even have another bot lane ban and really start to pinch that pool. It is instead going to be a Bard ban.
That's still a bot lane ban. I mean,
absolutely is. And Busio is one of the guys that I was thinking of, okay, you know, who would Fearless really benefit? He's another player I thought it was going to benefit because if you remember, when he first went into that support role and he's playing alongside
Yeah, the
Doublets,
Siege team.
he had just swept
Yep,
over from mid
we have
lane.
one of the best
He was
Siege
playing
teams in the world.
Azir support.
And we
He was
got
playing
the
all
major coming
kinds
up in a
of
month.
mages
Not
and
even a
things
month, less than a
down
month.
there,
what if that's what it is? What if we still have to see the mid laner? What if this was the Busio special? The Busio bot lane surprise the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty hype. I'm not going to lie. The Azir support did not work out when it did come out, but it still looked kind of cool. And I respected the confidence. So We'll see what Shopify is going to go with here for their bot lane. Still, you really do start to realize, especially even watching some of the best of fives, like in LPL, if you're watching
You still
the best
play
of fives,
Siege? I haven't in a while.
It does kind of hammer home.
It's been a while since I hopped
There's
in.
a lot of champions that are actually very viable, and that was always one of my pet peeves with pro play, is when people just default to the exact same champs.
Is that right, Gilbert?
There is a lot that you can go towards, and we are going to get Caitlyn and Vi from Arcane.
Dude, and this is just Arcane plus Cassante.
Where's Jace? Jace
this
support?
Is what this wait, what about Heimerdinger support?
Okay.
That's actually something that's existed before. We could have Arcane plus Cassante could be Shopify. No, okay, we're gonna go with the Maokai instead.
Maybe that guy was in Arcane, just in the
maybe he was one of the trees. Yeah. He's just in a scene and we don't notice
just
him.
like a shrub or something.
Yeah, there was all kinds of like
When
wide
you
shots.
play
of
more
environment.
CS?
What if one of them's Maokai?
I don't know, man.
know where
There's
Maokai's
so many
actually
games
from.
I'm playing right now. It's crazy.
What is he? I don't know. All right. Whatever.
I'm not the person to ask lore questions.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure because I'm pretty clueless on it. I wanted to see. But all right, FlyQuest instead, we are going to go with the Nico.
Okay, so Nico going to be coming out here. So it is, again, a little bit of a flex down there to the support. Nico support obviously has seen some popularity over the years. It is a pretty explosive engage. It is very feast or famine. If this champion gets ahead, it can be
You hear about the
really
Minecraft
powerful.
sequel?
As
Yeah,
far
I
as
heard.
the engage, you can get an early proto belt. You can start really having that explosive team fight power. But if you get
These moves are
behind, you
junky.
are paper, especially against a team with a lot of lockdown, a lot of CC here, as they do have over on
All
the
right,
Shopify
let's go.
team. It is kind of really high
Let's
risk,
get
high
wet.
reward, and just the champion in general really functions like that. Even if you're playing at mid, even if you have a ton of farm, you're so based around your ulti that if you get a really good ulti, it can be worth so much. But if that ultimate gets flashed, yes, maybe that's valuable for later on, but in that team fight right there,
Is that real?
you're usually toast.
You heard the
It kind of
Italian
feels like
football
if you're
team
thinking about older
Lazio had their
champions, it feels
Falconer
more like
fired and banned
Fiddlesticks,
from games
right?
because he got a
Fiddlesticks
willy
with ult
enhancement
versus
surgery and
without
posted it
different
online.
champions, right? And Nico's kind of in that same area with the impact of the ulti.
That's real?
Turn into a ward.
Yeah, well, Fiddlesticks
How
can also
interesting.
pretend to be wards. So see, both of those champions are pretty similar to one another. It's just one is an
And you
uwu
turn
champ and
into
one is a
Victor from
scary
Arcane.
champ. Oh, true, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't get all the fangirls if you're just a scary scarecrow, man. Okay, we've got ourselves lined up now.
All
The
right.
drafts are ready.
Come
It's
on,
time for
SR,
game number 2. FlyQuest,
please.
if they perform like game number 1, I don't see how Shopify takes it from them, but maybe they got something cooking. I would love to see Shopify
Thanks
come
for
out
some
with
dungle.
some sort of a curveball, right? Something that their opponents aren't quite expecting to try to catch them off guard, because this FlyQuest is looking like the team that can once again just run it back and run the league.
Yes, sir. They are looking really, really strong. I will say, Shopify, I do think they have a pretty well-rounded comp here this time around. They have a lot of scaling. They have a lot of frontline. They have their engage
Those are
here,
some bugs.
both with the Maokai as well as with that Vi. It is FlyQuest.
We got the first
Both
hit.
men on top side, even Vi
We
with
win.
Vesa just
That's extra gold.
trailing. Moving forward to get an early ward down.
Okay.
And try to spot out, is it going to be a lane swap? What's going on
We're
here?
already
Of course,
winning.
it's Cassante versus Mbessa,
Pressure has
and
been
it's also
applied.
Nico versus Maokai, so guess what? Shopify don't want that 1v1 and 2v2 lanes. So FlyQuest is really trying to figure out, okay, where are they going? Where do we need to be? Because they are trying to match. They are trying to say, all right, if your bot is going top, then we're sending our bot lane top too.
Right.
And at this point, it becomes a little bit of a guess. We obviously have full vision, so we know that Caitlyn's going
These are
bot.
bug.
They have not spotted that. They're not going to know until Cassante shows on this ward in lane up on top side. So that's really what they kind of are waiting for here. And we'll see, if that is going to be spotted. They're aware, it looks like. It's this ward right here. So now it's spotted, and you can see Bwipo actually waited the whole time. So he's just staying up on that top side and is going to be able to move up there.
What are
And
fearless
I like the
bans?
fact that you had Busio
Champs played,
pretending to be
can't be picked
inspired,
again.
hanging out in the mid lane to just be like, oh yeah, the jungler's hovering with the mid laner, making it so it's much easier
So
for
it
him to
keeps
go to
it
whichever
fresh,
lane
switching
he
up the
needs to
comps.
go to, depending on if they swap.
So this is definitely a big win for FlyQuest early on.
Thanks,
These are the
membership.
lanes that they
V.
would have wanted. That's why they invested so much. All 5 members going
It's
top,
best
trying
of
to get
3.
those wards, trying to
This is
get
game
these
2.
lanes. And we'll see if it does pay off for them. Cassante
Good
did
work
do
in
a
the
little
top lane. Good
definitely not
trades.
that power,
Good
but
trades.
Not going for that more early game grasp. He's going to go Conquer, which is going to scale really well against a tank. But it doesn't make
Oh,
it
nice dodging.
weaker.
Let's go.
As we're starting off with some of these early trades, Fudge definitely
Oh, no.
getting better of Bwipo.
Oh, God.
Punching back and forth here. They're fighting a lot longer than I expected.
missed skill
them to.
shot.
But since nobody's just dead yet, let's go ahead and toss things over to Emily, standing by with an interview with Coach Revin.
That's true. Nobody is dead yet. As we look at this, one thing I did want to ask you, Coach, going into facing FlyQuest in the second match is what it's like to draft in Fearless with such a short turnaround time in these best of 3s.
You just need to react very well. What are the priority champs that have been picked so far? Cross them out. What is up next? Try to secure those, and then try to build a comp around those that have been picked in the first rotation.
What do you think is a strength of your team, either in draft or just in gameplay, that you can use to go up?
I'm going to say something, and I hope I don't jinx it. Our laning is looking much better in this game.
I wouldn't know if the extent is advantageous.
Bot lane, not so much, but mid and top, we're looking a lot stronger.
But I think our players also have not only their individual skill level, they're very open-minded in matters of practicing champs, what is good, what is not, and they're very also eloquent about expressing their thoughts, so it makes it easier for us to progress as a team.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time. We'll throw it back to the game so you can also watch your players. Thank you so much. See you, Gasters.
Kazante, Victor scale super well.
Opinions.
Yes,
I got
they
to
do.
Talk to a coach from every single team, from LTA North, prior to the split. Okay. And a lot of the coaches were actually very excited about Fearless because they felt it meant they had a lot more impact on the game. Especially some of the top coaches were really talking about how they had felt, drafting was relatively simple, compared to what it is now, because it's not just about, okay, what's the next
caster minions? Keep peppering her.
Cassio might be a good individual champion, might even be good in your lane, but does it fit into your composition, right? You have to really keep in mind.
One day that's going to happen.
And not just torpedo.
Someone's going to just forget.
Because you're getting caught
caster minion's going to clutch for us. I feel it.
Oh, he knows how to play Kled. We can just slam that in here.
Put the camera lower?
Kled,
My camera?
I think a couple of Team Liquid fans in the audience might have just had a really nasty flashback from Worlds about that one. But hold on.
Oh, boy.
Fudge could be in some danger. Inspired, making his way up into the top lane.
We're fine.
Should be able to find that stun. But Fudge, with the unstoppable on K'Sante, just makes a path. Gets to safety.
But what I will say, it's actually a really good
I got nowhere to put it.
Because it's
post-TP,
and Whippo is not teleported yet. So he chunks half
That's
his
the
health
best
there.
I can
If
do.
you can actually keep him from crashing the wave, Whippo can get a base, TP back, and try to lock
Actually, I can do
Fudge
top
into a
left.
disadvantageous lane, so that one little
You'll miss out on a
was actually
timer,
much
but I
more
think that's
impactful than you
probably-
may
nope, that
realize.
still
If that
blocks.
had been pre-teleport, Fudge just bases, comes back full health.
Best
you
I
lost
can
half
do.
Your health to that, so your buy is
Cover
no
the
longer
player
really
portrait.
that big
Oh, so it looks like I'm
advantage
playing. That's a good idea.
because of that chunk that Inspired got.
You love to see it. Inspired, showing up, having that presence in the game that we expect him to have. This guy has been a top-level jungler in pro play back when he was in EU, ever since he's been in North America. The guy is very good at being able to impact the map in meaningful ways, even the ones that you wouldn't normally think about, like you're saying here. Just the timing of the gank, even if it's just a quick little bit of damage.
How long can these games last?
It does pay those
Oh, they can
dividends.
last a long time.
Shopify
They
Rebellion
usually
gonna start
don't
off the
anymore,
Drake here with contracts. Bevoy and
but they
Zazel
definitely can.
making sure that they're ready to help their jungler. But Inspired is ready on the approach.
I'm very excited for
Palafox with
Ninja
control
Gaiden
over the
4.
mid lane, though, will force Inspired back. Shopify staying on that Drake. Got it down to about half, but an Earth Drake dies very slowly.
He's trying to delay for Quad, and he has been able to do it. Quad is now TPing
Our
back in the
macro's
lane,
looking
but I don't
better.
think
Our
it's gonna be
laning's
time to
looking
challenge
better.
here, so
I'm
let's
telling you,
just try
I'm
and
telling
see
you,
if
all I
they
needed
can
to do was go to
actually get forward. Can
PoE2 and miss a
they come off
gamble.
that dragon, buy the time for Quad to get back, because if he had been able to do that, maybe they could actually look for a fight.
Nicely done from Shopify to grab themselves that first neutral objective. 1 out of 3 on the way to that checkpoint. This is, remember the previous game, 3 Grubs and the first Drake both went to FlyQuest, so their backs were kind of against the wall on those neutral objectives for Shopify from the very beginning. This time around, feeling a lot better about things, even if Inspired does end up securing the Grubs for himself. Bwipo now level 6 on the Mbessa. This does mean that he has that extra spell vamp like we were talking about earlier. Brutalizer's a great early purchase, hitting that threshold to be able to buy that completed component. Feels really good, but it's Fudge and Contracts now making their approach up into the top side river. Looking at these
and we get to
Grubs.
challenge.
Inspired wants to be able to
Oh,
secure at
baby.
least the
Oh,
one, and he
baby.
does get it. Contracts
Almost.
and Fudge jumping in,
Oh,
forcing the flash
wait,
on
he's
the wall
going
from
for it.
Inspired. Fudge
Wow.
does have the ability to go all out. Inspired slows him down, keeps him away.
That's
Quad
that's
Bwipo's
wanting a
also
lot.
here.
I'll be
Fudge
honest
could be in
there.
some danger, but the all out also provides an escape mechanism. Bwipo trying to jump in on top of him, find some quick damage here at the very beginning. Inspired locks him up, but he goes unstoppable yet again here with the Pathmaker. Bwipo jumping in, but now he might be in a little bit. Nice shuffle comes out as Quad lays down the damage, and it's first blood over to FlyQuest. Palafox and Contracts on the run. FlyQuest in the 3v3 come out on top.
Getting some lag spikes here.
So well, Inspired gets over the side, and Fudge just can't quite get in range to go all out. Busio looking to try to chase down Zazel. Won't have the damage to finish him, but you're pushing
Man,
on all
what's going on with
sides.
the
You
lag?
lose the fight on top side. You're going to be able to get an additional grub there, and they're taking plates and potentially threatening to die.
Jesus, what is going on?
Down to 200 HP, just gives just barely hanging on there as FlyQuest are putting the pressure on. They win in the 3v3. They nearly get another kill down here bottom lane.
That's okay. That's okay.
And things are going their way nice and early, up 1.5.
At the very least, we got Drake. we got an objective.
Bot, so they're not going to lose this whole wave, but it is going to be B1.
We're already falling behind
full waves, and
a lot in gold.
That's not really the position that Caitlyn wants to be playing from. You want to be the one pushing. You want to be the one threatening towers. And we can watch, again, up on the top side, just really nice damage and spacing here. You can see Quad always staying back, not allowing them to engage on him. Inspired as well, staying back until the spells are spent because he is very low. Then, last moment, uses that Q, gets a mini
YouTube doesn't lag. Twitch has been having big issues. Yeah, that's true. If it keeps lagging, I'll swap to the YouTube stream.
Space there and Fudge calling out
okay, I'm going to swap to the YouTube stream. It immediately happened the second I just mentioned it. It's crazy. Is it on? It's not on Riot's channel, is it? No, I don't think so. I don't know why I did LTA America. It worked.
Of small moments and just very small differences making the ultimate gap between the teams that much wider, right? Like just that small little bit of, oh, I thought I had it, but I was a little bit off, can come back to bite you.
It's so true, right? Because someone plays an early fight that little bit better. Now all of a sudden they have an additional item that maybe wins that next fight that you might have been able to win. You play that next fight really well. Too bad. They have 1,000 more gold. They actually win anyway. And that can really start to snowball, especially when you're going up against a team like FlyQuest who just heavily out-team fought you. That can be demoralizing to have that early game go bad when you already know the late game was rough last time around.
And now Fudge versus Bwipo. Looks like we're going to get an all-in.
Does Cassante win this?
Bwipo wants to stand his ground here. Needs a little bit
oh, if that hit, he would have.
Does kite it out pretty well and Inspired.
Now he's going to pay the Piper.
Fudge now in some danger. And there's your Glacial Prison. There's the outplay. Bwipo just baits him in, dodges out long enough, and gets the reward.
I tell you how many
that's tough.
In that fight, but I don't know if I can count that high.
No, neither can I. It is just not between these two champions. There's a lot of years.
How many dashes were there? Yes.
I'd say we've got about a millennium between these two champs, and it's pretty tough. But hey, since they're against each other, obviously they go blow for blow. 2 versus 1, the extra man makes the difference.
Absolutely does, and that is tough for Fudge because Fudge, in the midst of all this, had been losing farm. He swapped down towards bot side. I think minions were dying when they were having that Herald scrap as well. So he's down 20 CS. He's trying to fight here, and let's be honest, I think he would have won it in the 1v1, but it just doesn't matter because Whipple was able to play it really slowly, just continually kite it out as much as he possibly can, buy time here, dodge as much as he can for Inspired to wait, and then Inspired just does not wait for anything to be able to be juked. He waits until he's point blank, right up on Fudge, hits the ultimate, no chance to be able to react to that, and Whipple can just dash right back on in to finish it off, and now has that Voltaic already complete. Heartsteel's already complete for Inspired as well. Those are really strong.
All right.
Voltaic Cyclosword is such a nasty item on Ambessa. This thing makes her already pretty oppressive trading pattern.
Did you know competitive Jerkmate is real? It's coming March 1st. I did not know that.
Exactly.
Man,
so if you don't know how this works, and
2 levels and a whole item up. Yikes.
And the stealth,
oof.
Really just dashes for her. They stack the Energize 75% faster. So when you're dashing around, you're getting the procs from this so fast compared to just walking back and forth, right? And it does have a 99% slow plus the bonus damage that it does proc off of. So when you're dashing around, you're constantly getting slowed, you're constantly getting hit for that proc damage. It is very, very difficult to deal with. And this champion just scales really to infinity. It is tough to deal with. But Contract's moving down to his bot side. They're going to look for a fight.
Yeah, Fudge this time the one who's got the extra power. Whoa, that was a bit of a yo-yo, but it looks like Bwipo's not going to have a good
all right, all right. Good gank, good gank.
Man is the X factor. Shopify Rebellion are on the board.
We're going to lose grubs for it, but
going after that second
fuck
set
it.
of grubs. Looks like they should be able to secure all 3 here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get it for sure. Inspired still has his smite available for this last one, so that is going to be secured. FlyQuest 1 kill away from that first feat of strength. And working on these objectives, they do
we get
5
drag?
grubs.
Oh yeah, we definitely get drag.
For that first
I believe.
grubs that they got. And Contract's just trying to take Dragon out on his bottom side. Busio looking to push him off.
Okay, Maokai ulti
there we go.
Shot out. Inferno Drake secured.
Okay, that's good. That's actually a very, overall, pretty good for us, all things considered. A kill and drag for grubs. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no turrets down. Also worth pointing out that little interaction there that Busio was using you can use your clone to block the Maokai ultimate and then all just kind of stack behind it. So it is very difficult for Maokai to find those long-range engages sometimes. You want to be able to throw that down, force someone to eat it, and then hard engage off and on that person and be able to kill them. But
is that an Overlord statue behind you?
That completely.
You talking about my Doom statue?
Kind of have that special power against something like a Maokai ultimate, an Ashe ultimate, whatever, right? Like, you think of Wukong or LeBlanc, right? You think of a Shaco clone. Any of these things can be used to block those massive, slow-moving things that can really otherwise have some disastrous consequences. Speaking of disastrous consequences, Bwipo has been about 20 farm ahead the entire game now, ever since that first move from Inspired that we talked about that kind of shut down Fudge's chances to have the presence that he wanted in the lane. And Bwipo's just happy to keep on farming on this Mbessa. We know how scary this champion can be if she gets into a team fight, finds access to the back line, and is ahead of the curve of the game.
Yeah, it can be really, really tough. And obviously Sejuani plus Melee, that is a classic pairing. You used to see so much of the Sejuani plus Renekton. This is kind of one of those new era
I have
pairings.
3 other cousins that live in Florida.
Is going to be spotted by the
brother, I'm so happy to hear that. It's awesome.
You can see Shopify's moving down.
Okay, Busio ready to start this one off with a Pop Blossom, and there's no
there's not a whole lot to do there.
Claimed for FlyQuest, but Shopify.
But I think we're gonna get a little something for it. I think they're gonna pay a little bit of a price. There we go, 1 for 1. And Fudge isn't worth a lot of gold right now, I don't think, right?
Well, and because of the mini-map, look at these lanes.
I think that's worth.
All 5 members went down, so you're losing.
No, actually, we're gonna never mind. Wait.
And farm at top as well. So yeah, you got to kill back. Yeah, when you're carry, you're gonna be happy about that, but everything else is getting.
As long as we don't lose top tower, I think it's still fine. We lost what, 4 plates total though?
Back towards lane.
2 mid, 2 top.
Being able to grab those last couple CS as they died to the tower.
I mean, man, it's almost a 3,500 gold lead just 14 minutes into the game.
3 kills to 2, and you have that big of a gold lead.
This is huge in terms of the lead for FlyQuest right now. All they got to do is knock down a turret. This middle one is about ready to crumble, right? If you leave that undefended for 5 seconds without plates on it, and FlyQuest have 1 player, maybe 2 there, it's done. Top is even lower.
Yep, and bot is not much better. You know, all those towers are incredibly low, so as you say,
we're still overall in a better position than we were last game, but yeah, the gold differential is still crushing right now, unfortunately.
You know, 3 members there, we're going to get a quick kill, and then we're going to be able to
now we lose bot.
But FlyQuest are pushing all lanes, so they're always going to win out on the map. You know, this is going to be going down, as you said. They already got the feat of warfare, so they are going to be able to get the feats of strength claimed back-to-back games. For what it's worth, in Pro, it has about a 74-75% win rate.
Is he going to fight that?
It does change a little bit.
Does Cassante win this?
But it is very strong. You know, obviously, a good indication that you're winning the game when you're kind of getting the objectives.
No shot, right?
Fudge getting the
now Sejuani's coming.
So far. Whippo did dodge.
It looks like he can win the 1v1 though. Jesus, Cassante's so strong.
That one. 3-2 still that 3,500 gold lead. Palafox getting some alone time with the top lane turret. We'll see how much damage he can do to that one because FlyQuest are overloading.
Get the fuck out!
Return.
Nice.
Busio moving forward here. Wants to hit Fudge with the Tangle Barbs. Not quite having the range on that one, but Quad, Inspired, and Whippo are all also here.
That turret's fucked.
And FlyQuest with 5 grubs, Isaac, are just going to melt this cannon.
Yeah, this thing is going down very, very fast. They do trade back top lane tower, and so there's going to be some gold there.
Keep pushing, Victor. The split push.
Of the kill down on bot side, but Masu now moving in towards mid. Are they going to look to go?
Oh,
going first.
Okay, good. We still had summoners up.
The cleanse, and now Contracts has to try to get away. He wanted to flash, but he still gets caught by the pop blossom.
Nice, nice.
Comes in as Zazel's ready to try to help his team, and Busio is going to be the only one killed in the
Fuck yeah.
Nicely fought.
Just get the fuck out.
Yeah,
get the fuck out.
Here,
just give up turret.
The
That's okay. We'll take those small victories. We lost the turret, man. We don't get anything for free in this. Holy. Holy.
Tier 1 also is low, so it's going to be tough here for Shopify. They're going to have to kind of find a moment to draw a line in the sand, you know, look for a fight so you can go no further, because it does feel like FlyQuest are just playing the map so well.
You get Chick-fil-A and test the fries. Yeah, I talked about that actually.
If they get the Herald as well,
I don't think they get Herald. We can contest that.
And it looks like they have a very good chance of being able to secure this.
Yeah, we'll see if Shopify
no,
can
maybe
do
we can't.
About
no,
it.
we're just giving it.
At the same time, yeah, Whippo's just going to grab
the
the tier
never
1.
Mind. Okay.
So that's just tier 1s melting everywhere. All 3 of them down now for Shopify. The tier 2 even taken in that bottom lane like we saw. Rift Herald in the pocket of Inspired and
FlyQuest are literally the top in A squad. Like, we knew it was going to be hard. It was never going to be easy. We knew that. We knew that.
And you can even see Quad is going for a pretty greedy build here, going for Deathcap second, so he's going to be able to make his
really
way
unlucky that we had to face them
That's
first.
like, that is going to be massive. And, you know, you can use that Herald to try to get an easier in towards that Dragon. You know, drop Herald mid, force the response there, take a free Dragon. Instead, it's just going to be Shopify kind of doing what they did last game, overloading the side lane, trying to look to pick onto Bwipo. Bwipo playing with
Man, and we're giving up Drake for
seeing
this.
if he could steal away some of those mini Krugs, but he is going to keep his health high. 4 members from Shopify were on that top side of the map.
Fly's macro is just, it's so efficient. They're always, like, they're always just making the right move. Even when we get a pick, like, take for example, the pick we just got mid, we lost the turret for it. The pick we got bot, we lost 4 plates for it.
I know it sounds doomer, but
damn.
what even is the angle for Shopify, like long-term in this game to come
Membership
back?
Titanium.
Are we just kind of crossing our fingers and praying that FlyQuest lose the momentum to stop Victor from hitting 5 items?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of just praying for Victor to be able to make something happen here. You know, they're playing a very slow
Yeah, I
game,
guess
so
the
you are
overloading
looking
side
towards
lanes
the
to
other
try and
team
get picks is
fighting,
just not
hoping
going to
that,
work
you know,
against
some of these members
FlyQuest.
that can be high risk, high reward, like the Mbessa or like Busio, that they can maybe fail and engage.
All risk, no reward
on them. Exactly, right? You know, Busio goes in for a big ultimate. All of a sudden, you know, you flash out of it on
Oh,
your
sweet.
carry.
Thanks, Red
Zazel flash W's him. He gets rooted down. He dies instantly. Whipple gets locked up and he gets bursted down, right? You know, these are the kind of things that they're going to be looking for. But it's tough because FlyQuest is spreading the map open, you know, and really making it difficult. So even when they do get a one fight, they're losing more elsewhere. But I think it's going to be down to Otacon, which is going to be up here, you know, in a little bit over a minute. Herald's going to get summoned.
That might be the win con. Otacon. Get Otacon.
I think we're going to be a game that just comes down to a fight around it. And if FlyQuest gets it, I think it's going to be a bridge too far.
Ooh,
wait, good catch! Finish him! No! Now Kyle. Azir's not coming. And we still, oh man, we still couldn't get it. Still couldn't get it. Damn it.
It was a little dicey, but critically they stay alive. Shopify, oh, that's got to be upsetting, man. You know they wanted to full something there.
Oh, God, it was like he's protecting the fucking president. Jesus.
Flash to block the Caitlyn ult that was on Masu there. He was nervous about that being enough damage to finish him off. You know, he has a lot of AD. It is an IE rush and a longsword on top, so he has a lot of AD in there. I'm not 100% sure if it would have killed him, but it would have been incredibly close. A lot of damage. And I think it probably would have killed him. So I will say, yes, frustrating that you don't get those kills for Shopify, but no flash inspired, no flash Bwipo, no flash cleanse on Masu.
That was our best opportunity to start making up the gold differential. Because the Azir was still just pushing mid. He was so confident his team was going to survive that. That's crazy.
If you can find a good pick on him, you could maybe get that early kill and turn the game around.
Well, also worth pointing out here with Bwipo on the Mbessa, double lethality item completed with Voltaic into the Edge of Night. So although he does have 2 items completed, although he is 2,500
Castle Miners, he getting a remake. Is that right?
Exactly. He's burstable.
Never even played the first
what
one.
You're talking about. It's not a traditional full tank. It's more of a drain tank type of champion. Yeah. If they can isolate him, if they can burst him down in time, that could be their angle. But it's so hard. FlyQuest is playing together well and covering for each other's escapes.
And I will say, even when Mbessa has these kind of builds, it is sometimes really kind of tricky to be able to get that kill, right? Because
posting up the shit talking tweets is big.
You know, you heal for 13% of the damage that you deal on your ultimate straight up, and then you obviously have, you know, all of this healing that's coming through with Conqueror, all of the kind of passive healing from that. So if you don't get that 100-0 kill, this champion can become deceptively tanky, just straight up through drain tanking. It can become really tough. So, you know, if you're going to commit for the pick on Mbessa, you have to have that Edge of Night popped off, and you have to be that kill. But
desperately need to contest this.
On Otacon here and is getting down to half HP already. Shopify are on their way, but Fudge has got a TP now, you'd have to think.
All right, Shopify, if you're going to do something, it's time to start doing. Yeah, TP's coming in down
this
here.
This is actually like our only win con.
Bwipo arrives first, but now he's all isolated. Bwipo's got to make a little bit more distance for himself. Deadly Flourish trying to cover his escape. Maokai ulti flies through. Inspired hit with the root, buffers through it with the Arctic Assault.
Come on, baby.
Done. But it's Shopify with control over the Otacon that has not reset. 5,000 HP on the objective, but Shopify's got to be careful. Bwipo again going to be the
nice. Oh, nice. Good burst. Good burst. Good burst. Oh, fuck it out. No. Wow, that was... That was a lot. That was... I gotta be honest. We really kind of did what we needed to do with stopping the Otacon, and we got a kill for it. I don't know if it was worth to try and get more. Now we're just gonna give up the Otacon anyway. I don't know why we did that. After this kill, after the Otacon reset, I think we should have just fucking peaced out. We were out right there. That was not worth.
You can see Busio on the side is threatening to try to keep these carries away. Calthok can't really fully commit in. B-Boy can't really fully commit in because of the threat of the Nico. And so yes, even though Masu does go down, Quad was always untouched.
I don't know.
Creating space for him. The death cap
I'm not fresh enough in League. Maybe it was worth trying that. I feel like we did what we needed to though, stopping the Otacon and getting a kill.
And with it taken at this time, it's even going to be there for a force, on a fight right before Baron spawns, which is often the death knell of any game.
Vi was not out. Even if we have to give up Vi, it's still worth. We just needed to stop the Otacon.
The Drakes are almost even now. It's just 2-1. I'm going to get bamboozled by that Otacon symbol for quite a while. I keep mistaking it as an Infernal Drake, so that's going to keep happening. But that's all right, because FlyQuest are in such an insane spot in this game. I feel like for Shopify, you're just praying for a mistake to punish right now, because if you don't get one, I really don't see the angle here.
It is so tough, yeah. Now that Otacon's gone, that does often feel like kind of the last hope when you are losing. One of the things that Otacon does do is just makes it so smooth to snowball a game to victory, because there's not this kind of like dead space. In the previous seasons, there used to be this time, kind of after Herald has been taken, before Baron is really viable, because doing a 20-minute Baron was so incredibly dangerous.
Most games you couldn't do it.
Realistically, unless you're monstrously ahead, you wouldn't really be forcing Barons until like 23 minutes or something if we're going to get fight.
Yeah, Bwipo's just ready to go in and put some pain on Palafox, but now it's Bwipo who's found himself behind enemy lines, and not in the good way. He withdraws 200 gold over to Shopify, but it's just an easy opportunity, again.
Look at bot.
You just don't lose anything with Otacon, because you just get the withdraw, so you can just do that for free. And we lose bot turret for that. Well, we lost bot and top tier too for it.
It looks like a silly death until you realize he just respawns instantly in the base, and they got 2 towers, including a Nexus tower off it. And Quad, he's going to die too,
I just don't think there's anything left to do here.
Look at mid, right? This is the problem, is that you're just forcing
There's the withdraw, and they're going to get mid for it, most likely.
To try to defend
oh, maybe
plays.
not.
Now Inspired is just going to go in for B-Boy. He'll kill him or he won't. It doesn't really matter either way, because top lane is dying too. He just goes in, he even gets the kill as Bwipo comes back. They're going to be able to get this kill on Inspired, maybe, but top lane tower is almost dead. Mid lane tower is gone. Bot lane inhibitor is dying now to Bwipo. And this is the problem with this Otacon. It's so tough to defend.
What just happened?
Because they just force any fight. And when you're already the team that's losing...
Are they checking to see if there was some kind of malfunction on the Otacon fight?
And even when you fully wipe them...
Did FlyQuest cheat?
5 for 3 in a fight. That sounds amazing.
Just reset, run it back, run it back.
Yeah. But then they
I'll allow it.
It's a 5v2 on the map.
Voracious Otacon is not okay. I feel like it just completely can choke you out of the entirety
Probably
of the
not
game.
Chill.
The fact that
That's
you
sweet,
just
though.
get to... We'll be right back. Put the egg rolls in. You got a chance for a break. There you go. More egg rolls. I'm not really sure what the pause is for. Maybe
for the egg rolls.
Oh yeah, okay. It's for the egg rolls. Shopify's.
We don't want the players to get hangry,
Yeah. We don't want that. There's already enough of a reason to be. They're already having to deal with their opponents.
Yeah, they've been bowling a little while.
Base without being punished because of the power.
I'll get back to it though.
So they've got enough to worry about already. It's a tough game too for Shopify. Obviously, we talked about it at the start of the day, but man, going up against the defending champs as your first game of the split is always a tough ask.
Yeah, so
it is indeed a tough ask.
Reporting what he believes to be a potential bug with the Victor Ultimate. QC is going to investigate. We'll keep you guys updated as far as
a bug with the Victor
ult.
I
will let you know.
Classic.
But yeah, I mean, Kobe and I did the show match. You were there too. Obviously, we saw the draw show that was there right after it. We were talking to the players. Guess who every single player wanted to dodge? FlyQuest,
yeah.
No one wanted to dodge them. Them, as well as TL, were the teams that people were obviously most scared of.
Yeah.
But even TL, some of the players I was talking to, and some of the coaches I was talking to, was like, well, FlyQuest is at the top, but we could take down TL. Like, TL isn't so invincible anymore. You know, people were feeling like, hey, maybe there's some cracks in the armor there. Maybe we can make something happen. FlyQuest, no one wanted. Like, no one would tell me that FlyQuest was beatable. No one would tell me that they wanted to play FlyQuest. So, you know, that was something that was kind of the reality for the bottom 4 teams in that pool that could have drawn them, right? You know, so.
Final upgrade bugs out a lot where it doesn't expand when it kills someone.
And they have to deal with it, and we'll see if they can make any sort of a miracle happen, but it does obviously look like FlyQuest is
I haven't played Victor in a long time.
From closing this
I'm not familiar with his bugs.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to draw the short straw, right? FlyQuest has got to play somebody, somebody's got to play FlyQuest. And it's really interesting because all of last year, if you remember the conversations that we had, the perception that we had, that the community had, that pretty much everybody had, Team Liquid was running the league. FlyQuest, sure, they were chasing them from a second place, but even when FlyQuest won the summer split, because of the crazy way it ended with the minions killing the Nexus when it looked like it was
on Destiny 2 downfall? Destiny 2 is a game that just had so much potential for so long, and they just keep, like, they don't get it. They just don't get it. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that it's not in a good spot. I am surprised a lot of the community's abandoning it. I thought they'd be I thought they would stick with it through thick and thin no matter what.
So close to being just a historic moment throughout 15 years of League of Legends, and it really just kind of shook everybody's perception of this team and made them realize, oh man, this is the real deal.
Okay, so the bug did occur, but it is one of the bugs on the QC bug list that players are, you know, made aware of. That, hey, you know, these are some of the things that are bugs that are currently in the game. So basically, you know, if you're picking a champion that has one of these bugs, then you kind of have to deal with it. So it will be a play-through situation. I don't know exactly what the bug was, but we are going to be playing through. And back to your point, you know, I fully agree. I mean, it was.
We can't play through that bug. We need to reset the match.
Was maybe overlooked. You know,
that's what the Council of Judges has decided. It's going to be a remake.
Into 2025, looking like the big dogs. And
this is an outrage.
First series off. That is going to be another GA spent. As when those are about to expire, you kind of just run in and get a little bit of damage down.
Yeah.
Yes, you are giving over more gold though. So at a certain point, you know, especially if it gets nerfed again. There will have to be more kind of thought about this, because he did just give over 200 gold to get like 1 auto on a tower. Last patch it was 100 gold.
Well,
100 gold though, that's not bad. So maybe it's not really worth it to just get a little bit of damage.
I don't know but, you know, how we win this.
It's not gonna make it.
Sports fans,
the 100 gold one was
I don't know what's left.
Right? It's practically the cost of a cannon minion. It's like, yeah, I will trade an auto attack on the turret for this. I don't care.
But 200?
200's okay.
You gotta start thinking about it.
Yeah, like you're actually most of the way to the traditional value of a champion.
Exactly, and if it was changed again, if they made it like 300, well, now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you do res, but they're still getting a lot of gold from wiping you.
Right.
Contract's here, looking to see if he can set up some sort of a pick, but you see multiple members, you know you cannot make it happen on your own. And that Azir is 3 items now, and I think they are aware that he is around.
You should not try to jump this dude when he has friends and you're by yourself.
Kill the jungle dog.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Let the wolf go.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There's 4. Oh, now the cannon's just gonna hit him. One more hit. Oh, they're just going to give it to Inspired. There it is. Inspired will pick up that one. Contracts have
all that just to be a ward.
Fox is going to be in some serious trouble here too, potentially. Luckily has help nearby to guarantee his safety. FlyQuest ready to reinforce.
Why did he flash? I don't know. That was a real big waste of a flash. that whole sequence was sad.
Active for Shopify, and they damn well should be, because it's a 9,000 gold deficit. Inspired and Masu starting up the Baron with just the 2 of them. Bwipo and Quad both ready to join.
That's a free Baron.
On the flank here.
I mean the game was already cooked. It didn't really matter.
In case Shopify tries to approach, Busio also on top of a control ward. He knows he is unseen. Wrapping around for the full-on engage here. That clone's going to be caught there by the 90 caliber net of B-Boy. Easily done for FlyQuest, just managing these situations, being able to take the Baron, being able to put themselves in a beautiful spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, normally maybe we want to try to challenge, but Contracts was dead, and not only that, you had used Maokai ult, you'd used Victor ult, so I think without those, there's not really any shot of being able to contest, so I think you just kind of have to button up, go back to the base, hope you can find some sort of a way to defend, to delay. Zeyzal, though, getting caught out.
Wait, Azir, get on Azir.
He is flashing to the wrong side of the map, and Masu now.
Oh, man, wait. Oh, man, wait. That was so much damage. I actually thought he'd do so much more.
Unstoppable here. just working together once again with his team, setting him up to knock him down. Now the mid lane inhibitor, that thing is trashed as the top lane tier 3
well,
will fall right after.
Is what it is.
Go the same way. 30 seconds still on contracts. It's 5v4 in the enemy base for FlyQuest, and they're looking to end this one only slightly slower than they ended the first game. Zeyzal shoots off that Maokai ulti, but now he's got to be careful. He's dealing with Bwipo. It's a 3v1 favoring Shopify, but a nice counterattack from Busio locks up all three. Quad goes in for the shuffle, finds two, but FlyQuest have overcommitted a little bit here. They've already lost Quad and Bwipo, both solo laners down, as Masu is trying to fight and kite Palafox. Fudge and B-Boy defending the Nexus. Masu! It's him! It's always been him! He outplays him again and he makes it happen. Finally gets shut down by Fudge. Shopify holds on. They will have another chance, but FlyQuest has them bleeding.
The sixth man, the Nexus Tower, really keeping Shopify's
The comeback?
hopes alive.
No, it's, I mean,
As they just
the game is over.
Bwipo went in so early on the
Unfortunately.
Abessa,
I think our only chance is maybe Elder. If for some reason we even get the opportunity to fight for Elder, but even, I don't even see how we'd even get the chance to fight for it.
Still alive, will not lose the game just yet. And it is going to be Dragon trying to get taken here by a contract, but he realized, all right, there's a TP coming in, I can't even do it.
That blast cone also is just so unfortunate. It doesn't ultimately make a difference, but just knocking him into the pit while the leash still hasn't reset, it just feels like you served it on a silver platter.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, so, here you go, dude, sure. Easy take there for Inspired.
Kind jungler, you know?
Yeah, just a kind boy. Shoutouts to
Bro just gave him the dragon for free. Yeah.
All right, FlyQuest with 3 Cloud
Yeah.
Drakes with the Otacon. They had the Baron.
The game ends on this push most likely.
Shouldn't be a whole lot of time left on that path, as they have total control over the Rift. There's still that inhibitor standing in the bottom lane, but the top and mid lane inhibitors have been destroyed. The super minion pressure alone is suffocating for Shopify Rebellion, and now the FlyQuest squad is once again grouped up and pushing together.
And Palafox's death cap at the very least, he did get like over 1,000 gold in this last little exchange. He got a lot of shutdowns, but as you say, the inhibitors.
If we can just peel for Victor forever, maybe.
With no Nexus towers.
Maybe we get it.
Oh, nice
Oh.
shot coming out from Bwipo. They kill Palafox.
Oh.
His death goes all hopes for Shopify Rebellion holding this game any longer. Bwipo finds a double kill on the other remaining carry, and he's going to be able to vamp his way straight to the enemy Nexus.
Yep.
It's a 2-0 for FlyQuest.
Woof.
It didn't look even remotely difficult. The champs are
Yeah,
back in
that was a fucking steamroll.
Even the fountain is saved from Bwipo. The Abessa gets a kill there on the steps of the base. FlyQuest, as you said, picking up right where they left off. They're the champs for a reason, and they look so dominant today, kicking off the LTA.
Now we go to lowers. At least we don't have to play the #1 team in NA again. Not immediately, at least.
Walk over for the post-game fist bumps.
I mean, not even 60 minutes of total gameplay for the series, so they have got to be feeling really good about how this one started off. FlyQuest, they took a break. They didn't boot
Yeah,
camp,
there's
so they took
lowers.
some time to
It goes to
reset,
lowers now.
But they have clearly adapted to the new season, to the new system very quick.
Nice opening look here for FlyQuest. Time to join Jack on stage for an interview.
Thanks, Flowers. I'm here with Bwipo. 2-0. Pretty good. How's that aligned with your expectations?
Completely within expectations, I'd say.
How was the offseason for you, and how have you been?
Honestly, really good. I feel like I turned 26, so December 24, I turned 26.
Oh, he's too old. He's too old. Wait, he's out of his prime.
25 years of my life,
And he's going to be even older soon. This is the youngest he'll ever be going forward. Oh, we got him next
That's kind
time.
of the goal. So for me,
we got him next
talked
time.
about my mental health last year and all this stuff. I feel like this world's run, especially on an NA team, the people I worked with, the fact that I get the opportunity to work with them again, is really going to be an opportunity for me to solidify what I've built in those first 6 years of my career and kind of make it the standard.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people might not know how unique it is to keep exactly the same roster, even pretty much the same coaches year over year. What kind of opportunity does that allow you into this new 2025?
So for me personally, the biggest opportunity is like keep building on the trust you've already built. For example, like we came back into practice, and the very first
There
thing
really
I'm
is
working with the
so
squad is, like,
much
hey, I know that you
benefit
might feel like you have to have
to
room
keeping the
because I'm
whole
gonna feed.
squad together.
Trust me, if I'm feeding, it's because I know it's okay to feed. So I need you to trust me, do your own thing, commit to your play. I'm always going to keep you in mind. I trust that you're going to be making the best play at that moment. I want you to trust that I'm going to make what I think is the best play.
What are we
And if
doing
it's
now?
not,
Sekiro.
help me later, it's fine.
That's amazing. I also
I'll
saw
hop back on
you
Sekiro.
took some time in between games to type some things on your phone and send them out to the world. Do you want to say what you said and kind of why you did it?
So for me, I mean, we got to draft Urgot, Ivor, and Casio. If anyone watched our Worlds run, that was kind of what we used to beat Asian teams. You know, some of the best teams in the world. Maybe you'd want to not let us play that kind of composition into 3 melee characters. It's a thought. Obviously, I don't know what's going on with them, but really the number one thing.
God damn. I didn't know NA League had game like that. I fuck with it.
7 out of 8 teams didn't want to scrim us. We are the team to beat. So we went to Worlds. We got quarters. We played a very intense best of 5 against one of the best teams in the world. We want to show the rest of the league and our fans kind of what makes us winners. And the fact that they are not willing and they're hiding things and then come to stage with this shit. Are you even watching us? Like, are you even like scouting us? What are you guys doing? You were off for 4 months vacation and then this is what you bring? To me, I want to level up the level of the region.
I respect going for the villain role. That's huge. Wait a minute. I didn't know NA League had game like this. That goes hard.
Looking at FlyQuest, but looking at TL, looking at C9, every single team will play better. And I think that's important to keep longevity, especially now that we're merging with the South.
I much prefer that. I much prefer that as opposed to like clearly PR talk.
Just specifically,
I take that over PR speak all
streaming
day.
your scrims, not just scrimming the team. So streaming the scrims, that would be extremely entertaining. There is a very popular team doing that right now.
It's their idea. We stole it. No misunderstand. We took the idea from them. I just personally feel like it's a great way to engage the fans, engage everyone, and just in general, do better. Because I think that for me, this is the number one thing. I mentioned I turned 26. I want to do better in every single way of my life, and I don't want to be afraid of people outperforming me because they know what I'm up to. I have 6 years of my career. You can VOD review every single secret that I've ever had. You can see in my gameplay out of all those years, especially at the World Championship. I've never left anything, you know, behind. I've always put everything on the game on the Rift, so I'm not afraid to show you what my day-to-day looks like and kind of elevate the rest of the teams, because I feel like there's too many teams that are clearly not using every hour of the day as well as they should be.
Love to hear it. Would love to see you guys scrim against.
I've never heard one of his interviews.
Congratulations, you played great today.
He seems very passionate and leaning into the shit talking.
We're gonna head to break.
I think that is crucial for the health of an esports team. How does the community respond to that? I'm curious. Because I think I actually always like that shit. I think it's one of the big things esports lacks compared to real sports.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed. Like common courtesy. Really, Brenda?
It's about 50-50.
When they say,
I'm on my way.
I wonder why. I always thought shit talking was a pretty integral part of competition.
fun night at the movies. Yeah, that's not guaranteed.
Hold on. Let me put you on speakerphone.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, the deals you want, and the service you deserve. Or we'll make it right. That's the AT&T guarantee.
It's for you. Do you like it? Come on, Charlie. Use your new door.
Yeah, it seems like even chat's kind of 50-50 on it.
I said go.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough series for us. Again, going up against the defending NA champs is just really not optimal. So it is what it is. But now we go through lowers. It'll be alright. He used to talk shit about his own teammates, which is weird. Well, that I never agree with. Shit-talking your own squad, I never really vibe with. I don't see that too much either, to be fair. But, like, just the general shit-talking, I do think is always nice for the health of a competition. As opposed to just canned responses. Thanks, membership, Oliver. You do that all the time in Rivals. They're not teammates. Those are ELO terrorists. Don't get it twisted.